All right.
Fancy.
Nice upload.
Waiting for it to pop up on my screen. Oop, yep, no. Can't tell. I believe we're live.
Yeah, it's uploading.
All right. Perfect. Well, and there we are. All right. So, welcome to Spirited Views. Today, we're doing a blind flight by me with an amazing special guest. I want to take a moment to talk about something real quick. We have Josh from Stuff and Whiskey, one of the two dynamic duos. Um, when we started this, there was one thing that I knew we had to have, and our very first guest had to be Josh. He is the reason why three of us, Norm and Zach, met. He's the reason why most of my best friends in the world are from his channel. And he is probably, if not one of, the single best people I've ever known in my life. And I don't know many people that would disagree with that. So for us to have
He's
him
all
on
right.
today was a huge deal. That was a huge must. And, for him to do this for us was amazing, generous, kind. And, well, it was Josh. So thank you, Josh, for being part of this.
Brother, happy to be here, man. I mean, like I said, I love you guys, and Justin, I know our paths have only recently crossed, but you fit right in, and I've been watching what you guys have been doing. You've been doing, you've been churning out the content, and it's like hanging with the boys. So I was excited to come and hang with the boys tonight. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, and the fact that you guys asked me, very flattering. I don't know that I can live up to that intro, but I sure do appreciate it, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I appreciate you guys.
You do in real life, buddy. So, all right. So what we have today, as you can see on most of their screens, is an insane amount of pours. My goal today is to make sure that they're all well lubricated by the end of this, and I guarantee that will happen. There will be no sneak peeks. There will be nothing. Everybody will get the reveal at the end. If you notice on your screen, there's a chance to win one of three these sample packs, 7 pours, 1 ounce each. Anybody that knows me knows you're going to probably want to get one of these. So, with that being said, why don't we go into sample A?
Let's go.
Are we doing nosing these, or are we just doing the whole thing?
Nose it, talk. Just like we... Josh is
I was just gonna shoot him and guess.
like tastes like I don't know what it tastes like.
I don't know. It burns.
This is in the interest of full disclosure. Randy knows I've had one heck of a week on my hands, and on multiple fronts. It's been a challenging week, and usually because of the channel, I will try to, even if I'm not even going to drink a whole glass, I'll try to have like a little sip of something every 2 days, 3 days max. But I try to be pretty frequent with my palate just so that it stays in tune. And I haven't really drank anything all this week, so I did have a little warm up sip just to make sure that whiskey tasted like whiskey and everything was good. But this right here, just on first nose, this is exactly what I want to smell when I smell bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have expected anything less from Randy? You know what I mean?
Just, no.
I
wouldn't.
For it, especially when it's 7. You're like, oh.
Josh, in full disclosure, I've had too much to drink this week. So we'll see how this goes. No.
It's like the polar opposite. You got to really land in the middle. If you're on the too much side, it all just tastes the same. And if you're on the too little side, it all tastes off.
Man,
look at Justin's glasses over there. By the way, I got to call that out. Look at those.
The cheater glasses. Yeah,
the cheater glasses.
Prefer them. Yeah.
Are they the Ben Ewan? Is that what they are?
No, they're the Stoltz or whatever.
The Stoltz. Okay.
Yeah.
So Randy, you're starting off really good here. This nose is incredible. I mean, Josh said it. I mean, this is what you want to smell when you smell bourbon.
Yeah,
this smells like Buffalo Trace.
So you guys are double blind. I'm single blind on this.
Oh, are you single blind?
Yeah, I'm single blind.
So who?
Awesome.
Oh, nice. All right.
Did someone randomize the order for you?
Yeah, my beautiful wife.
So you don't know, you're not necessarily smelling the same one. Okay.
No, I had her mix them all up and then I labeled them. So mine are Mine are the
Okay.
same as yours, and
There we go.
I
Oh,
know
okay,
what,
okay.
what we're drinking. Don't know in what order.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is giving me some Buffalo Trace vibes, whether it is or not.
I'm telling you.
Influenced by Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy, how'd you come up with this? Was just like, I just got to put out some high proof hitters. This is our first live. Let's really get it going. What was the thought process?
So, I don't know if I could divulge that without giving away anything. So we're gonna
Just
we're gonna
trying to
pass on
get
that
some
statement.
info,
Yeah.
We're gonna pay us in that statement. Listen,
Yeah,
I've watched enough lines with Bill to know like what like there's just stone face, nothing between him and James
so
G.
good.
Like there's just you'd never
Yeah.
know. So yeah, so good try. Well, appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Has anyone sipped this yet?
No,
Nah,
I was
I
gonna say,
I haven't.
you want to go
I
ahead
was
and
gonna. I was just gonna say on the nose, like there's like this. There's this crazy, like confectionery thing going on.
Yeah.
That's like it's like it smells like there's this bourbon extract deal to this glass. And there's just like, man, it just smells like a jam filled pastry or something with
Mhm.
like powdered sugar all over it and
Oh,
just like
Yeah.
bourbon syrup.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of
Smells
like
freaking amazing.
grapiness and some citrus.
For sure.
Like it's giving me stag-esque vibes from it. Maybe slightly dusty on the back too.
Interesting. I can
Zach,
yeah, I
you-
can kind of see that note. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Where you at, Zach? No
I
bakery?
was actually kind of getting like a pink bubble gum. Or
Oh,
oh,
Randy note.
A little hubba
Yeah.
bubba.
Little Randy's candy.
maybe like a fruit flavored, but still very traditional bubble gum at the same time. So definitely
I
go
get
all
that.
together. Great. I could see the Buffalo Trace.
Yep.
I could also go a couple other different directions. You could convince me, but yeah,
Hmm.
Buffalo Trace does kind of leap into mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit more in the MGP train, but
Okay.
we
Ooh.
shall see. I'll tell you what, it smells like I'm thirsty.
This is one of those ones that makes your mouth drool.
yeah.
Does it?
Ugh.
Do we want to go through and nose them, or do we just want to do them one at a time and go?
Just nose it and try it and leave
Okay,
a little bit.
that's
if you
fine with
wanna
me.
Return. We're in no rush.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm in a rush
Yeah.
to drink this. I'm going in.
Hey,
cheers,
right,
boys.
cheers,
Let's
boys.
go.
Cheers.
Love you all.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Thank you guys again for having me.
Oh,
That went down the wrong way. Still good. Wow. All right. I don't.
Good oak
Okay.
punch right
Josh
there.
is, Josh is having a moment over there.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, that's so
This
good.
might be one of Josh's favorites. That
That
he
is so
has.
good.
It's good.
That is right in my wheelhouse. Big sweetness, big oak.
Yep.
Got the spice in there to balance everything out, so it's not one dimensional. Oh man,
Man, it
That
is.
is good.
It's big oak. There's a lot of oak on that.
Really, I'm not getting as much oak punch as what the way you're talking about it anyway.
No, it's oak.
I'm getting a lot of spice, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
oak spice.
good good distinction. So I'm not. It's not tasting like 15-year-old oak to me. It's a little bit
Yeah.
more of that like punchy.
Yeah.
Hit you right in the mouth oak. You got
Mm.
slapped
Aaron-
slapped in the mouth with a 2x4.
Is Erin drinking it off camera? Because I
She
just
is,
saw
yeah.
she said
Okay.
I don't know why, for whatever reason. Usually I can pop up like the comments. It's not showing,
Mhm.
so I can't do it on chat. But she just said A is yummy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's sipping out there.
Ah.
She's hanging out and knitting and sipping and
Mm.
Man, it lit up my tongue. The pepperiness is it's good
Yeah.
in a good way.
Mhm.
I'm kind of falling off the GTS train here on
Yeah.
this one a little bit.
Yeah, I'm off
how
the
it
train.
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh might be in the right direction here with a little MGP vibes.
yeah, I don't think it's got the grape note,
No.
like that.
Didn't follow
the
from nose to palate.
the nerds pack. That's like the
Yeah.
the pink and purple, and then the older oak. It definitely doesn't have that. It's hitting way more on that, just brash kind of in your face type of feel.
Really good.
Yeah, it's like
brown sugar on the side, and like they
Mhm.
get like a cocktail cherry, that red cherry.
yes,
red
that's
cherry.
where I was going. Yep. Yeah, it feels like I was assaulted. It was real. Just came in and it's just like, hey, and then it was like, here's some cherry. And I was like, oh, okay.
Like thanks, thank you.
Thank you.
Like a lollipop in your mouth at the end.
Yeah. Yes.
Out the door.
Out the door. All right. Do we want to nose sample B?
Yeah.
Real quick, proof wise, guys, you think? I mean, we're in like
Yeah.
the mid 120s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
Low to mid
127 ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was thinking 125 to 127.
Okay.
B smells awesome too.
Yeah. A little bit more oak here.
I feel like we can copy and paste that comment 6 more times.
A little bit more oak.
More oak and more vanilla.
Yeah, I was gonna say this smells sweeter
Man,
than
this
the first
smells
one.
like a custard. This
Yeah, I
is
was like creme brulee. Yep.
yes. There we
Pork
go.
pieces, yeah.
Oh man,
Hmm.
Black pepper cracked on top, fresh.
Oh, I like that black pepper note on the nose.
yeah. Little inchworm situation. That.
A little bit. Yeah.
I'm not getting the inchworm on this one.
No, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
I just
Oh, really?
No.
I don't feel as assaulted on this one, Norm.
It's a good assault.
So Peter Fasciano, whiskey is a journey in the chat said Aaron is finished nosing and tasting every sample. It has
Yeah,
an order
guaranteed.
already.
Pick your favorite. and we'll probably have a sweater knitted before we decide.
Yeah. What's up, Peter?
Oh man.
I'm ready to drink
I'm
this
going
one.
in.
Yeah,
I
I,
was
was
gonna
gonna
say,
say, I don't
I
know.
cannot
Fruit
get past that
cocktail.
vanilla cream note.
This is vanilla cream and fruit cocktail
Oh.
in a bowl.
It's even better on the palate.
That's my
of
speed right
marker.
there. That is my speed. Man, it's big. It's sweet. Oh wow.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll cover it.
I need a moment. Just oh god. Not that kind of moment.
So what's interesting, Randy doesn't know the order. He's single blind, so he didn't stack the deck here. That's a really interesting pour to get on sample B after coming off of A being just such a fruit, spice, oak explosion, and then you get into sample B, and that's where you're getting into that little bit more of like an aged and or well crafted experience where it's a little
Mhm.
bit more of a wave of flavor and a little less, punch you right in the face. Although Aaron is saying in chat that B is sharp.
Me no like she said.
I think
love it.
I agree with her a little bit. It is sharper, but it's more fruit compared to first one.
Are you getting Sharpie? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I see that. Yeah. It's a little sharper on the finish, I would say. The front end for me was a lot like heavier cream, sweet, but
Mhm.
then the
then
finish
it
was a
ramps.
little more sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's almost the opposite as the first one. The first one was more punch, and the rice spice or the spice kind of held it did, but this one is more slow building than the first one.
I'm a fan of B.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I just
All
love
of
when
it's
you
gonna
get
be
that bakery notes, right? But the creme brulee, and then I get like a butterscotch like candy right on the side of my tongue, like especially in the finish. I sit there and kind of smack around a little bit.
Yeah. This one affected my mouth more. Like I felt it on my cheeks. I felt it like it was all over. With the other
More
one was
full
like
palate.
front to the back palate. Just it was on. It lit me up. And maybe that might. Oh, Zach's camera's just going cuckoo.
Yeah, I'd readjust.
And it's got a big finish too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like late spice, lingering spice.
Yes. Yeah. The spice
Yeah.
I'm getting it. My tongue, and even on the front palate, the finish is on the front and the back.
Oh, man.
Like it's just across.
Well, Randy, Norm, Zach, you guys have all hung out with me in person. This finish is like me trying to leave a social situation. It's like, I probably should go, but I'm going to be around for a while.
I'm a
Aaron's already in the
Midwestern
car,
dog.
and
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Listen. At the meetup, Josh didn't have an escape because we were all in the penthouse, right?
Right.
So Josh puts on a hoodie and just he's sitting there. He's just put the hoodie on. He's just he couldn't go anywhere.
The hour was late.
It was late.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, you did the whelp and you slapped the knees, and an hour
Yeah.
later you're still talking.
Yeah, I just can't. I've heard of a Midwestern goodbye.
Yeah,
but
that's yeah.
but I
Yeah.
like the either it's I don't know if it's a Southern goodbye or it's just a me problem, but like I cannot. Aaron will attest. I cannot get myself out of social situations. I gotta tell everybody bye. I want everybody to know I appreciated seeing them. Like,
Yep.
and Aaron is like, let's just leave. Like they won't even notice we're gone, and then we'll, hit them up the next day and tell them thanks for. Like, I just can't do it.
You're like, but I'll notice I'm gone.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
time I agreed to do an Irish goodbye at like I think it was a Halloween party that Aaron and I were at. And a lot of you guys know Justin Williams. We were over at his house for a Halloween party, and there was like, I don't know, 50 plus people over there. So it very easy to slip out. And she's like, hey, before we go, can we do an Irish goodbye? And I'm like, you know what? You deserve it. Let's do it. And so we tried to do it, and we walked out the front door, and Justin was out there talking to somebody, and he immediately, because Justin likes the Irish goodbye as well, and he saw us leaving, and he was like, I know what you're doing, and I know I just ruined it.
That's great.
Can only imagine the costume that Justin Williams wears for Halloween.
It was Elvis this past year,
Yep.
And it was
everybody goes all out.
and it was, yeah, he was all out.
Man,
All right.
I feel like A and B are changing a lot as they sit.
You ready for C?
Yeah, A's leaving that cherry with me though, where B's not. So B's taken. It's just slightly ahead of A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be mine.
the mouth coating I have on my tongue from B is insane. Like it's
Yeah.
just like my
Oh,
tongue
yeah,
is,
it
like,
just goes.
coated. It's yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys have I know several of us have talked about this, I feel like, but like you guys have those notes that are very specifically, like for me it's cherry.
Mhm.
I love cherry in a whiskey, but it has to be the right kind of cherry. I'm very
Right.
picky about my cherry.
Yeah.
You guys get
Norm
that
hates
way
all
about
cherry. Norm hates
I
all
get cherry, yeah, on a lot of stuff.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's either got to be like a filthy dirty cherry is my favorite.
hmm
The maraschino cherry I like, but it's kind of light for me. And then like the one I'm a sucker for is the Luden's cough drop
Yeah.
candy.
yeah, that's the
That
one I
one-
like.
Oh,
The wild turkey note. Yeah. The wild
Yeah.
turkey.
Yeah.
when
Typical
I get that
wild turkey
Luden's cherry,
yeah.
which is supposed to be a cough drop, but we all know it's like candy.
Yeah.
That one gets me.
100%.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what I like too.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. People talk about medicinal cherry. Luden's cough drop, love it. That's candy.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Like
candy.
Robitussin cough syrup, cherry cough
Yeah,
syrup,
no.
I'm out. Like
Yeah.
too many bad memories with that. And
Yeah, we
Boggs
had-
is in the chat right now saying 100%. I don't like the medicinal cherry.
We had
Yeah.
For me,
one-
that's like that cough syrupy type of note.
I don't remember what pour it was, but I had one where it reminded me of like a children's cough syrup, which is more like that sweeter candy and stuff. But it was like the faint.
Yeah, I
lemon,
can't
like,
remember.
Mm,
I can't remember what it was, but that
Mm.
wasn't like your medicinal, but it was like that aftertaste kind of cough syrup one. Wasn't bad,
Mhm.
but it was a little weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one that was.
Mm.
But yeah.
Now C is Buffalo Tracy to me. I'm getting the
Hmm.
grape, getting the nerds.
I gotta make sure. I gotta look at my glass to make sure I'm on the right one here.
Yeah, I could see the nerds. Yeah.
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 I was like, it's pretty sweet, but I couldn't.
You guys are like talking dirty to me with your candy notes.
That's what we're trying to
This
do.
is,
Randy,
nerd rope.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
hey Randy, do you like
man.
Skittles? Do you eat
Oh, yeah.
Skittles?
dude, have you,
Bro.
Have I mentioned a candy I don't like yet?
Yeah.
I mean,
So over in Scotland, they don't use the dyes and stuff that we use here, but they have Skittles that
bad
are 3 times larger than the standard.
Whoa.
So
wow.
I should have grabbed you a bag. I did grab a bag.
Oh.
I ate them. They're great.
That one, I ate it. I'm sorry.
I ate it. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh, that's
Ah, man. All right. I'm
Zach,
going in.
Zach put that nerd rope in my head, and I'm never gonna get past that. That's
Oh,
spot
man.
on.
C is my jam. C is my jam.
Man, C is incredible. Like, I know the first two are incredible too, but this is incredible. You're right. This is really something. Mm.
Yeah, that tastes like something very specific.
And then the candy just holds on at the end. In the
Yes.
throat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the spice that holds on. It's the
24/7.
No, it ramps
Yeah.
and then it's candy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 7-Eleven candy. It's just never closes.
Hey Josh, what year GTS you think that is?
That's, I mean, my tasting notes for that are GTS.
That's his favorite.
If I had to guess, man, okay. That's what it tastes like to me. But
That's
proof
it,
wise, at least coming off of A and B, this is drinking
Low.
with every bit as
Low.
much flavor, but like the spice levels are dialed way down on this.
Mm,
Yeah,
But it still all works because it's got the old oak component in there too.
Yeah.
It's not 24.
This
24
is
drinks
probably the
older oak than this
yeah,
one.
it's
right
not-
here.
It's not 22. 22 is a spice bomb. It's super high proof.
This
Yeah.
is probably the longest finish I've had that didn't rely on barrel spice to do that.
Wow.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think a bottle. My bottle guess is probably 20. I think it's
That's what I was thinking. 2020.
20. Yeah,
It's good.
it's good.
Man, there's
It's
like
very
a like a cherry, like a those cherry cordials, like the chocolate covered cherries,
Yes.
but the chocolate's faint. It's real. It's not in the same ratios. It's just
It's more
Like-
cherry and cream. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
just talking
very
about the
creamy.
Luden's cough drop. Yeah, the
Yeah.
cherry cream. Man,
Mhm.
dude, that's super good.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the note I like. Cherry cream. Randy, send some more of that. I like that.
I thought you really
Yeah.
liked the peat note. Is what I thought you liked
Yeah.
the most. in
Man,
your whiskeys.
where is
I was
that? I
terrified.
hope it's
Yeah,
We
yeah.
recorded on Wednesday, and I was convinced Norm was going to be like, "This is all crap. This is trash." You know, just 'cause he's been drinking
no.
scotch for like.
Yeah, give me that 45-year
What is this?
scotch.
Pete,
What is
guess what's
this?
for dinner?
I might have been a little hard on the first one, but it got better as we kept going.
It's fine.
So
You
you
guys
guys-
had, cherry Zots. It's like a sour cherry candy.
Yeah, it's a hard candy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I got addicted to those a while back. It's not. This doesn't remind me of that. I'm
Oh,
just
man.
thinking. If I think of my favorite cherry candy.
You know what always gets me is the like I used to have them, and like my grandparents had them in a jar. They were like the raspberry. They were the hard candy, but they had the gel on the inside.
hmm
You ever seen that? But they had like a bubbly, like
Yeah.
it looked like a berry to them. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. If I ever get that note in a whiskey, I'm just gonna throw everything out and drink that because that is that's something for me.
Josh, you were gonna ask a question?
Yeah, and I forgot what it was because I smelled the whiskey again, and it just like
Yeah.
it's like you smell
It'll do
something
that.
hot, it'll clear your sinuses out. You just smell the whiskey, it just empties your brain out. You're just like, oh, that's so good. No, it was going to be
You get where
something
you're at.
about I know I'm the guest here, but I was going to ask you guys an interview question. I know you guys have been doing the channel for a little bit now. You got quite a lot of content out there for as much as you guys, like for as long ago as you started, the fact that you got as much content as you have out there, like you boys have been putting in some work. So, Norm had said that like he thought he was a little harsh on the first one. Is it like how are you guys finding that as far as tempering how you go into reviews? Because I know how to, like, I feel like I can do everything just fine when the camera's not in my face, but then when I have a camera in my face, I'm like,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's an adjustment period.
I think I went in with a little bit of bias, so because we're not doing anything blind, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I immediately had like, I'm not gonna like this, so right, and it turned out fine. I didn't crap on it or anything like that, but that Calumet 18, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this. Like Calumet 16 was trash to me. Like but I just had a bad bottle. It turns out, but I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this, and I was like, I was gushing over it. I was like, I gotta have this bottle. And and I don't know. I don't think it gets better as we do, because we're just doing 3 videos, right? If we batch, we're doing 3 videos. Randy wanted to do 8 hours on Saturday, and I was like, well, we can't do that with families and everything. But
That sounds like
so we do 3 videos. For me, I like knowing what I'm getting, and especially something I haven't had before, because I'm like, oh, this is a new experience, and oh, I might have some expectation, or hey, I know I don't like that, but then it subverts that expectation, and it turns out I really do like it, right? So that's for me. That's my journey through it.
I apparently don't need to lose curling games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Zach
There's
was
some
angry.
bad
I called him,
reviews.
I'm like, you cannot lose because you
Oh
just
my
took it
God.
all out on this. And I don't even remember what the review was.
Booker's.
What was
It was Booker's.
Oh yeah, Booker's. Like we were all like, "Oh, this is really good. It's really good." And Zach's like, "I hate it," but he had just
The
lost
most
his
recent
match.
Booker's match is pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
It was
Pretty
pretty
good.
good for Booker's.
Yeah.
It had more
you know
of the
what's
jam in it than the nut. Less
We've had a
nuts.
few where like it's hard because you get caught up in the moment. Like we're
Oh
all
my
whiskey
God.
nerds, and you get caught up in like what
Yeah.
you're doing. And like there was, I think it was the Wild Turkey 8, the first video we did. Like their scores were all high, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like looking at my notes. I'm like, you guys are like, you gave 70th like an 8, and they're like, it's an 8.9. I'm like, you guys aren't. You were like, wait, and like we were all like emotional
we
about it.
were.
I was
Yeah,
like, guys,
yeah.
like,
Totally.
lucky
Yeah.
we
Well,
recorded that video, but it was
Yeah,
like
we
I was
record.
like,
Yeah.
it got
we
to
had to
me. I was
re-record.
like the fourth one. I was like, it's an 8.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
video
like,
was
I
a
was
mess.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that video was a
Yeah,
mess anyway.
that
We
was a
recorded
mess.
it, but
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I started writing down my scores so I could like have a reference for some stuff. Cause like
Yeah,
when you're just hanging out, you do get a little emotional with some of it, and it's kind of hanging out, and you give something a little bit higher score because you're having a fun experience. But most of the time, for me, it's like cameras on, but it's not really. I'm not really paying attention to it as much, and it's just kind of hanging out and having drinks, and
Yeah.
then at the end of it, we give it a score. But just talking about whiskey and hanging out is mainly what we do.
you know what the hardest thing is to shut it down. Because we've
I
had
know.
nights where it was
Yeah,
like,
that's
we're like,
hard.
hey, one more video, and all of a sudden you get in that video and your energy is zapped, and you're like, you get a
Yeah.
little snippy, a little
Yeah.
cranky.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we should have stopped like a video ago. Because you're just drinking, you're having a good time, and it's like, you look at the clock, you're like, oh.
Well, we've
Yeah,
had a
it's
couple
like-
videos where we've gone to like we've kept recording, and at the end of it, we're like, oh, hey, we gotta stop recording. We gotta
Yeah.
stop this video.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is
but
like
yeah.
hanging out. It's like
Yeah.
no different to me than just joining in like the Discord voice server thing, and
Yep.
on a weekend, and everyone stays up
Mhm.
till
Oh.
midnight or 2 a.m. and just talk whiskey the whole time. I mean, it's the same sort of vibe. We're a little bit more focused, right? But I don't
Zach
know.
gets sad. Zach gets sad when we tell him we gotta stop. You just see
Yeah.
it. He's like,
Oh.
Aw,
Zach,
come on, guys.
Zach-
And I'm
Zach
like-
is a trooper, dude. Zach can
I'm
go.
like, thank
Norm
God,
gets-
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, Norm gets cranky like
I'm
past
not
a certain hour. He's like,
Yeah.
"Ooh." But like Zach wants to go like all night long. He's like, no, Zach, we have to
I'm
stop.
used
He's
to
like,
Quinn,
okay.
man. Quinn's nonstop. Him and
Oh, yeah.
Aaron.
Bro, Quinn is
Dude,
on, brother.
Did
to
anybody
get back
smell
to
D yet?
to oh, I
No,
was
I'm
gonna
still-
say
I'm
to
still
get
on
back
D.
to
Yeah.
D, it is
I
ridiculous.
haven't even tried D yet.
I haven't tried D. Have we
It's
drank D?
ridiculous. I
It's-
guess
it's-
I
I've
don't
just
know.
been
I don't
I was
know.
gonna ask you guys. This is like minty tobacco and getting kind of like a
Oh,
like a
man.
sweeter, nuttier.
It reminds
profile.
me of MGP profile more than the others, but I could be wrong. It didn't feel like MGP on the palate. But
Justin, let's be honest. You probably are wrong on most of these.
I probably am, especially if it's weeded.
As long as it's not wheat. If it's wheat, you can zero that in right away. That or Four Roses.
Yeah.
It has like
Oh.
a strawberry jelly on the palate. That's really nice.
Mm.
I wonder what the malt content. It smells a little malty. It's not a scotch or anything like that. I'm just
No.
Yeah.
Wait, is
Yeah, that would be
Aaron
a little
drinking more
obvious.
than just one? Is
Norm
she
would be like,
drinking all of them
"Scotch!"
or just one?
What's that?
Is Aaron drinking all of them or just?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's drinking all of them.
Yeah.
Where is she
You're
at?
gonna walk
Where's
out and
she
Aaron's
at?
gonna be like
Yeah.
this.
What is she at
Yeah.
now? Is she at G yet?
I don't know. I didn't see. Are you guys on G? I'm on D.
No,
Yeah.
I'm on D. I just
I'm on D.
assuming,
Oh,
I assuming she's
oh,
way ahead.
Yeah.
man.
I
So
didn't see
D,
her comment on a few of the pours though. So
Yeah. So
D is
I
taking
wanna-
the best components of A, B, and C and put
Yes.
it in this glass.
Yeah, it literally.
There it is. There's the zoom. There it is. Hey, so I want to make a comment for the record here. So Aaron just put in there about like when you're doing videos with your spouse, you can't be cranky or everyone's gonna call you out. Like I want to say this, like people, like dude, you guys all need to chill. Like if you think like you don't piss your wife off, you're insane. He's a saint. He's a saint for dealing with all of us, and you guys are overcritical-ish. You know what? So chill, relax.
No, here's the issue: is it's his video. The videos now are too real. Like you relate to them too much.
They're too real.
And there's also like there's a component to it as well, because like Aaron, this is the old joke. Like Aaron's a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. Like she's not.
That's so her.
Yeah, she's not scared of voicing her opinion or disagreeing, because like there's a mutual respect there and everything. So like she knows she's not going to offend me by disagreeing or anything. Like we can, and also we both, it's just whiskey, like it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we can have some of the conversations that we have, and I think some people just are incredibly, like everything feels like conflict to them,
Mhm.
and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry your parents fought when you were growing up and it triggers you, like it's got to be something like that. Like there's something in them that feels very strongly enough to comment on it, and and I hate that. I like legitimately do hate it for them, but we're also going to be us, and we've always been us, we're not changing anything anytime soon. So
you guys are
just
so
got to,
No.
and that's you guys too. I will say one of my favorite things, I love this. You guys are genuine as well. And I know you guys, and I know that to be true before you ever started the channel, but one of my favorite things, because Justin, we haven't met in person yet, but one of my favorite things is when you guys are doing a video and you're like, yeah, like this is great. Now I would have even asked you guys, like, how do you prevent the cross contamination of ideas influencing each other? And then I watched some videos, and it's like, you guys are like, Randy Norman, Zach are like, that's pretty good. Like this is like a 7, and Justin's like, this is trash, guys. This is like a 2.9. And I'm like, okay, they don't have to worry about cross contamination. Like they're gonna speak their mind.
Yeah.
No, if you're just confident in your own thing, is what it is. Everybody has an opinion. Who cares? You know what I mean?
But that's what it's about. So like you get the 4 guys together in the whiskey channel, or the YouTube channel, Spirited Reviews. It is for everyone. But I think about it and I approach it like for the beginner, right? Someone coming in saying, hey, I want to see what a Booker's is about, and should I spend the money? Because it's a roller coaster whiskey for a lot of the whiskey tube community, right? The ECBP, like the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, and be like, all right, this is where I'm at in my journey, and I would get this, or this is something I would step up to, or whatever. I don't know, and that's my approach. I'm not going to be influenced by what Justin's saying, or Zach, or Randy. I mean, we get different notes, and then sometimes I can see your notes, sometimes I don't see your notes, and I'm like, well, this isn't for me, or whatever.
I think it's just like, I think you and Aaron, Josh, you and Aaron talked about it a little bit too. When you're going over stuff and discussing it, you talk about notes, those guys will get notes that I'm not getting when he says it. And it's, oh, okay, I get that, or I see that, or whatever, but it doesn't influence my overall feeling of the whole thing usually.
No.
I'm sure there may be a situation where it does, but
I was going to say, definitely we can share notes and influence the what we're picking up. But at the end of the day, all 4 of us like what we like. The same thing with you, Josh. I mean, we like what we like, and you have a rating in your head of what that's going to be, and that's the beauty of whiskey, is it's not all for anybody. It's not all for everybody. You have your different tastes, and at the end of the day, we joke about it, but we're just talking about a brown juice that we enjoy in a glass. It's not really not that serious as much as people will make it. It's like, bro, Norman says all the time, he's like, we're talking about whiskey, right?
We're talking about whiskey, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
So my notes on D is I wrote boom with a, like, and then I want this. So those are my notes.
Sophisticated.
I'm gonna ask
That's a
you
very
guys.
sophisticated note.
I'm with you on that.
Boom.
This has a little bit more rye popping through on the palate for me. I don't know if you guys are picking that up, but I smelled it on the nose. I kind of got like this like minty tobacco, and then on the palate, it's hitting the rye notes.
I can
more.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like a mint, it's not like a strong mint. It's like like
Yeah.
when you drink something minty, you get that like flavor, that cool spice almost to it.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know that it is a rye, but I feel like the rye content of this pour seems to be higher. Or at least it's coming through more.
I have a
Are
guess
you
on
guys-
that one too.
You're on
Oh.
D
Yeah.
still.
I have a guess on D. C and D both to me feel like very special whiskey.
Okay.
Mhm.
D to me is drinking like a special whiskey. Seems to have some age on it. I'm getting like that nice sweet oak, but it's blended in with like I'm getting a cherry note on this as well. I'm even getting a little bit of like a grape note on the nose that pushes me kind of towards Buffalo Trace, but I'm actually thinking this leans a little bit in a different direction. I'm a little hesitant to say what I'll call it out later, I think, but I don't want to overly influence anybody and put anything in anybody's head because I could be way off base and probably am way off base because that's blind tastings for you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this feels very, very good whiskey.
Mhm.
And that was the one thing, is like the first blind flight had to be with you, because you are the king. You are the king, and Aaron is the queen
Yeah.
of blinds. I mean, it's just you. That's all you guys do. It's not, as you say, you're not a review channel. And I'm sure everybody in here has heard of Josh and Aaron from Stuff and Whiskey. If you haven't, it is the single best channel on YouTube. Go check it out. We'll take second place.
Well, if you like blinds,
Yeah.
definitely come on over.
Well, no,
and you like our dynamic.
But you're not you're not reviewing something based on what you know. You're reviewing it based on what your experience is, and then you're sharing your knowledge pre-reveal based on price, and then you're giving it another review based on, okay, here we are, we know price, this is where it's at, and then you know what it is, and you talk about it. So it kind of
Yeah.
takes that bias. Like, we've all done it. I get a bottle of something crazy, and I'm like, oh, it adds into the experience, which
Yeah.
elevates your score. Without knowing that, it can't do that.
Yeah, and to the point of I've probably said this before, but I don't know if I've said it in a long time, but I think to me it comes down to that. I think Justin mentioned this, just that being confident in your stance on a pour and being willing
Yeah.
to voice
Know
that.
thyself.
Know thyself, but also like you have to be like we're drinking whiskey on the internet, right? Like this is a bit of a ridiculous thing. You got to
So
be willing.
cool.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Like I'm kind of famously anti-technology, but in the application of bringing people together, that's where it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
the whiskey community is just second to. I mean, you can look all over WhiskeyTube and see it, every which way. It's an amazing
Yep.
community. But like to me, it's like if you're gonna be tasting things blind like this, I got my bottle guess wrote down. I didn't even write notes. I just wrote a bottle guess because D tastes like something that I've had before, and it like all those notes. So I could write 5 notes, but I could also just write those 4 letters and abbreviate it. But you kind of have to be willing to look stupid sometimes,
Yeah.
like you got to be willing to laugh at yourself and be like, wow,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just, I just said that this $50 bottle was an amazing special experience. Like this feels like special whiskey. And then I tasted this $500 bottle and thought it was kind of middling. And you've got to be willing to go out on that limb sometimes in blind tastings. And we've started doing a little bit more like, there's only so many times we can talk about the topical stuff every Tuesday. So, and we, the more we do this, the longer we do this, the more media samples we get. So we've started tasting some of those, but I'm more interested in like tasting, something from Hard Truth or some scotch that we didn't even know existed or something, and doing a review on that just straight up. Because I don't even know what to expect when I'm tasting that
Yeah.
stuff. But if I've got a bottle from Buffalo Trace in front of me and that's a new release, in my head, as a nerd, I already know all the notes that go along with that. So getting anything outside of that is difficult for me because I've already got the whole thing locked and loaded for that distillery and what I'm tasting. And that's part of why we do it blind, and I think it's a credit to you guys that you can kind of wipe the slate clean, even though like you're doing your distillery series and you're like, okay, we're drinking, you guys have done like 3 or 4 different videos on Wild Turkey products already. And you guys go in there and you pick out nuance. if I'm drinking turkey, I've already got like 4 or 5 notes in my head that I know I'm going to get, and it's difficult for me to get past those and get to anything else, and that's a me problem. So that's where the blinds help me. It gets me out of my own way. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. But it's also you, like that's how you feel too, and to be confident in that too. It's like like I learned how to be more confident when I was doing barrel picks, because it's like there's no wrong answers. Everybody's gonna like what they like, and it's fine.
I don't know.
to
Number
have
6 was a
something
wrong
different.
answer at NBC the other week.
That's
You
good.
like pickles, Norm?
Also, $500. If you're referring to the Calumet 18, I'm sorry that it's whiskey of the year so far.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That
And
Calumet's
Zach,
great.
you're wrong, but it's fine. We love you still.
Yeah, I just
Zach is the
I
only
went,
person in the world who literally said gave it a lower score because of the price and then went out and bought it.
hey, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
he's like, it's this, but for the score, I'm gonna give it an entire point lower. Hey, can anybody help me get that?
Yeah.
But Josh, like, so my bias works both ways. So we did a larceny video, and I man, I got a bunch of larcenies ever since 2020 when they got past that first year. I was like, man, I'm in. I bought every release, and then the new one comes out, and I was like, this is great. We're gonna review this. I had all these expectations. I'm gonna love this, and I hated it. Like, and when I think about blinds, I think sometimes, especially when someone's given me a blind, like I feel like sometimes I need to like it more than I should, because it might be something incredible, Now I've got past that. Now I'm just like, hey, whatever, it's do I like this? Yes, no, okay, cool. But having that bias, but either both ways. But hey, man, once I taste it, I'm like, okay, this is good or this is trash. Like I'm not into it, So I don't know. But that's where I'm at, right, in my journey, right? Because we've tasted.
Well, you had a
Not
bias. You had a
everything.
bias against Calumet. We just recorded videos. You're like, I have a
That's
16.
totally
It's
different.
trash, and I was dying because I was like, I have mine. It's good. I just wanted him to try it, and it was fun. I mean, the video
It was
coming out
fun. It
soon,
was
and-
good. It got a good. I mean, it got a good splittable score. Where my bottle would have been, hey, put some maple syrup in it, make some cocktails, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I wouldn't drain pour it.
yeah. We don't.
Hey, chat. Terry, send me a PM, and I'll hook you up with an ounce of that on my way home on Monday.
Dude, this is.
So
What are you guys at on E?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a bottle guess on E,
Herbal,
but
brassy. I don't know. I'm getting like heavier rye on this one. I don't know if the last one's influencing me to lean that way, but good bit of oak too on the nose. I haven't tasted it yet, but I'll do that now.
I could be completely off. I thought I knew what it was on the nose of E, and then I tasted it, and I'm pretty confident I know what it is, but I won't influence you guys on that.
That one hit me with a little proof.
E feels kind of specific to me as well. I won't hide this. I love E.
Yeah. I was like, he's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I
Spoiler, I dislike E.
I don't think it's weeded.
No.
We have a meme. We have a meme I created where it's literally a picture of him crying, and there's a puppy dog looking at him because I felt bad for him, so I had to put a sympathy puppy dog there, and it literally
The
just
dog.
says, "I hate whiskey." That's just. We're not really sure where he belongs in the channel, except when we do Four Roses and. What else? What else do you like? I'm not really sure.
I like Heaven Hill, except for
There
we
you
did Heaven
go.
Hill.
Yeah.
You know,
we
like
do
Well,
Well,
19.
actually,
All
to be
over it.
specific, larceny. I
Yeah.
don't like larceny. Larceny sucks.
That was rough.
But,
That was rough. Actually, I just sent Josh the samples of C924 and A125. So
okay, good.
Of larceny,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
Just drain pour.
I sent him that,
A125.
and you got the Peerless. You need to do a video on the Peerless.
Oh,
That
dude, the
is
Peerless
so
toast.
good.
Oh, the double rye or double oak rye.
No,
Toasted rye?
No,
toasted
the
rye.
toasted.
Toasted rye. That's God, that thing is.
You should have your bottle, right?
I got it. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, dude. All right. So
Such a good bottle.
he is
So-
amazingly good.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
tell you,
got, like,
E.
a banana note on it.
Yeah.
Really.
E's fine. I know, Josh, you love it. You already full disclosure. I love it. It's fine.
What do you
Yeah.
what do you not like about it, Norm?
I mean, it's like a banana Foster's. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
getting
don't
banana.
know.
I'm not getting banana at all.
Not on the
Get
not on
banana.
the not on the
Palate.
nose. The palate.
The palate.
No, I don't get banana, but I
So
got another
I-
note.
I took my daughter out last night for pizza, just like a daddy daughter thing. And it's like a local pizza place that's right down the street. Not the best pizza. Aaron wasn't even. The pizza's not even good enough that Aaron wasn't even mad that she wasn't there. That's how. But they have really good ice cream, and they'll have like they got the little cooler with all the different like beers and sodas and stuff in it. And I looked over there when we were putting the order in, and I saw Cheerwine. I don't know if you guys have had Cheerwine or not.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right from
We
here.
literally just talked about this on Wednesday.
Okay, so E tastes like we got Cheerwine. It was her first time ever having it. It's my first time having it in probably close to a decade. That tastes like 127 proof
Yeah.
Cheerwine that's been like Cheerwine finished in a char 4 Kelvin barrel for like 8 months. That's what that tastes like.
Yeah. You know what? It's actually really good now. No, it's coming around. It did take me a minute. You're right though about the Cheerwine. That's made like right here where I live.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Really
I haven't. Oh yeah.
interesting.
E has to be Jack.
What do you think it is?
Jack has to be Jack.
Hmm.
I think
Well,
I'm
explain
not
a lot
thinking
to
that.
me.
Probably Koi.
I don't know. You think?
21.
Well, he must
24
be getting
Koi,
the
probably.
acetone note if he's saying that. So
Right. I didn't hear any acetone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
not
either
as
one-
bad.
yeah.
So it's one of the good ones I've had. So it's either Jack 12 batch 3. It's either Jack 12 batch 3 or Jack 24
No,
Koi.
it feels proofier than 107.
It's
proof, yeah.
proofy.
It's 24 Koi then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. It
she-
has that
I-
like.
the proofy gal. And man, my
I don't know. It's got like the
That's
the-
my bottle
the
guess.
sweet
I could be
berry,
wrong. Could be wrong.
It's got the bananas Foster thing going on. And
There's a banana
banana.
Foster's for sure.
I've taken like so many sips trying to get banana. I don't get banana on it at all.
Well,
Me neither. But
No.
if it is Coy Hill, I don't typically get banana on Coy Hill, especially any of the 2021 releases. I don't get banana at all.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
agree.
thinking this.
Yeah,
is,
I don't get
24s are
banana
spotty.
on any of them.
I think this is probably the 24. I don't know if Randy would give us the 21.
I actually had this pegged
Okay,
as
Mister,
like
just
there's-
had Booker's Rye in my basement.
No, I mean it doesn't taste proofy enough to be the 21.
well,
And it doesn't have the viscosity of the 21. The 21 was
you
more
guys
like
have a
oily.
sample of my Coy Hill now, and
All right,
never will get around
so-
to tasting it.
I think
Yeah.
Aaron's got to be done by now and back through again. I want to, Aaron,
Okay.
if you can hear me, put it in chat. I want to know what your favorite is.
I'm curious. She did come in here and she says, I cannot, because I've already got all these glasses out and the dishwasher's full. And I was like, I just gave her one glass. I was like, yeah, just sip along as we go sample by sample. And she came in here a minute ago and she's like, I cannot do this one glass thing. Like, and I'm like, there's a cabinet full of glasses. There's 100 plus glasses in that cabinet. Just go get any of them.
Yeah,
So,
was gonna
I don't know
you've
if you
been on the
guys-
barrel pick with her. She has to like have each one that she tried before to revisit to. You can't. Have
Yeah,
it.
When you go to Wild Turkey, they don't play that. You get one glass.
Yeah.
You don't have
That's that.
You get a
I'm about
bottle.
to-
You get one
I'm about
glass
to
and
have
one bottle of
travel
water.
blends.
Yeah, dude,
Just pull up in there.
it drives her nuts. That's actually
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Just
Yeah,
bring our
it-
own blends.
Yeah,
Have
it's
fun.
like it's a little frustrating
100%.
that such a great brand.
Yeah.
Just like no,
Yeah.
you have to water it down on
It-
your
it-
own, and
And
Yeah,
they're
they need to get a
different.
barrel proof thing going
Like,
anyway.
They have to. I mean,
Yeah.
even like I just picked up those Liquor at the Lakes, and
Oh,
I sent those out so you guys will have them. But they're pretty much sister barrels. I mean, Zach, you call it. You're like these are pretty identical,
yeah,
and they're way different. Like, and I don't know. It's like they treat their picks like everything's going to be the same. They're different. Like they are really different. But
To me, it always feels like they emphasize their special LEs more than that right now. Like they've transitioned from that when their age statements started to get a little lower on the picks. I don't know if it could be Campari, could be who knows what, but
I'm
it
sure-
started
I'm sure
to
they're-
transition from
there seems to be like
Because,
a
like-
hard limit at like 9 years.
yeah, well,
9 year.
even that
Yeah.
my local store just went there Monday to do a pick, and
Has
he
anybody
said that they
smelled-
wouldn't even let them have anything over 9 years.
Has
F?
anybody smelled F yet?
Yeah, I want to know.
I
I'm on it
literally
now,
just
so-
died and went to heaven.
Oh, really?
Smells fantastic.
I was getting a little anise.
No, you don't.
Oh,
No, you don't.
No, you
don't
don't.
do that.
say
Don't do that.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't do that.
I had to get Norm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, this is like cherry licorice, like like Australian cherry licorice,
Mhm.
not anise.
What is everybody on right now? Just so I know where are we at.
F.
So
F.
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 Where-
By the way,
where-
I do want.
what
I
are you
want.
doing?
F.
You got,
I'm trying to
Justin's
figure out
gonna
where
get
we're
lost.
at.
Justin's
I'm
gonna
trying to
get
figure out
lost.
where we're
Look at
at.
his.
Yeah. So
Is that a ranking, Justin? Is that how you
Yeah.
have that? Or
Yeah.
it is.
Josh's is doing the same thing, but like Justin's is like taking up like
Well,
4 football fields to do.
I
I'm
got
trying to
plenty
be
of room.
I'm
I
trying
got
to be a
plenty
little
of
more.
room.
I'm trying to be a little more subtle about it than Justin
Right.
is, but I
I
do
can,
want to
I can
piggyback.
condense it down. It's fine.
I got mine in
Look at that,
Norm's
Rob.
notes over here.
There, I can condense it
We,
down.
we're Justin and I are visual guys. We need to I've got rank. I've
I
got
have to.
numbers. I've got numerical
too many.
numbers.
Yeah.
But I have to have the forward backwards. But I do
Yeah.
want to tag on to something you just said, Justin. I do agree that Wild Turkey's focusing more on their LEs. I also think that in the past, the hype about finding single barrels that were from Camp Nelson made a lot of sense. But now they're putting a lot of their best barrels from those rick houses. Because every time we've done turkey pit, I've tasted, I don't even know, 18 barrels of Wild Turkey over the last few years in the rick house, and there have been Camp Nelsons in there, and they've never even come close to winning. And my theory is either we just
Tyrone,
got
baby.
bad Camp Nelson barrels, or they're taking their best Camp Nelson barrels and putting them in the LEs, and
wouldn't surprise
that's
me.
why the Camp Nelson picks aren't as good as they used to be.
I've always been partial to Tyrone personally, but
Yep.
that can change.
Man, something happened. F.
Got the Perry cream again, Norm.
Oh my gosh. Gosh. What is
This
that?
good. So
That is-
I mean, you have to think about that, Josh. Like you were saying though, like because Camp Nelson is their like flagship for the other ones, they're taking all the good barrels and putting in other stuff. So when you're getting the single barrels and people are like, "Oh, I need a Camp Nelson." I mean, you did that last pick. I was like, "Oh, dude, I have a Camp Nelson. It's great," and it was, but it was an 8-year Camp Nelson. It was really good, but you're like, dude, they're not as good.
At least on the picks that
Oh.
we've been on,
Yeah.
they haven't even put up a fighting chance.
God, that is
Man, there's like almost a pina colada or coconut note in this that
Mhm.
is just good gracious.
That's funny. F is my least favorite.
Man, Justin, you're out. This is in.
Justin is literally the oddball.
Yeah.
Man,
You
It's-
get,
I'm
it
fine
is-
with that. I'm
Or
fine
some
with
So
that.
special
I have to
order.
tell you, there's a video coming out, and like Zach gave a low score, and Justin was like, "Hey, and he kept like arguing the point with him." I was like, "Hold on a second." I'm like, "You've literally."
Here's
you
the
know what,
problem:
on
is
video.
his notes were so good. His notes
It
were
was, like,
so
constant.
good.
Yeah,
He was talking it
Justin
up
couldn't
so
comprehend
much.
it. I'm like, "You've literally given things a 2." And we didn't say anything. And
Hey,
like,
look.
what are you doing? I'm like,
Well,
"Stop."
hey, look, everybody hated those barrel select JDs. Those were so bad. I don't know why anybody would buy them.
Yeah.
There are some.
I like that.
I don't like the. I've not had a rye that I like yet.
They're so bland.
What are they? Are they 93 or 94? Are they
94
94 proof too?
God, those were
But
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tennessee whiskey, as like, and granted, like everything needs to be qualified, right? To me, that is like the Blanton's alternative. Like it is a
Yeah.
better single barrel alternative to Blanton's to just throw in a
I can
rocks
see that.
glass, neat, sip it in the background. But there are some bad ones out there. And it sounds like like what you guys were getting out of that single barrel select 94 proofer. I've had some like that, but it's been a long time since I've had one like that.
I
And
was-
it's a bummer when you get one like that.
Yeah. I was having to measure it in my head against Oak Cola that,
No,
that you guys did. And
that's
I was
not
like,
fair.
I don't know what they were thinking with which, I don't even know if they were store picks or if they were just, like,
We haven't done the bonded
single
series,
barrel.
but I have a feeling the bonded it would probably be way above those.
Yeah, that's coming. We got that to do.
I don't know, man. So, a lot of
At least the
people-
rye. The rye was nothing. That
the
was
rye
not
for
good.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of people talk about like the old Forester picks and the blue labels being too hot, pick better barrels, and then the black labels being so good. I was under the impression that the black labels were older, like you get lower proof but older or higher proof but younger. same age. We went and did a
Yeah.
pick there back in March, and they're the exact same age. So you're getting a 100 proof black label at 4.5 years, or you can get a Jack single barrel select 94 proof, but that's 6 years old.
Yep.
And it's top floor aged. So
Wow.
it's like, to me, the better buy is the Jack picks. But again, it's like anything else, single barrels are going to single barrel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That comes
I-
into the trusted palate part. I mean, the one we tasted was like a standard store pick. Like it was, I tried to like keep it with like what was on a shelf store pick, not
Mm-hmm.
one you would pick, Josh, or something. It just does. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I haven't had a Black Label Old Forester that I've enjoyed.
Zach, I
Maybe-
just
maybe
noticed
you
you're
got-
wearing the Ultra shirt out this whole time. I just noticed you're wearing
Yeah, I noticed it.
Dude, I literally just looked. I was like, he's wearing the Ultra Week shirt.
Yeah. And they got the,
I love it. I love it.
Hey,
Nice.
Here we go.
Oh,
I
that's
just couldn't see my face. It was so shaded. And I was like, well, turned around.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I knew that was a hat just from the shade of it, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a good
I'll
hat.
say the black labels, I've had some good ones, but I have two really awesome from Barrel Picks from Warehouse H, floor 7 and 8, and that's a non-heat cycle warehouse. And I've
That's the
sent that
one.
out in a lot of blinds, and one of them I know for a fact is like 5.5 years old, which is on the touch of the older side. There was that recent controversy with supposedly like 10 or 12-year-old pick that was fake, and so everyone kind of, they're all going to be under 6 for sure. They're mostly going to be in that 4 to 5 year range, but I sent them out in a blind to like Dave Renstrom was the last guy I sent it to. So I was against like 13th Colony 15th anniversary, and it was Stag Junior was in there, a couple other big heavy hitter EH hitter barrel proof, and he picked the blue label or one of the blue labels, won first place in his blind. So I mean, they're out there, and that's why I had full confidence. When you get someone like Josh or other YouTubers that you trust, or your stores that you trust, if you can talk with them and talk about why they picked it, what notes they got, things like that, and you can build that confidence in the pick. I think the blue labels are seriously underestimated. I think it's a little bit too much of a jump to conclusion thing when it comes to blue labels just being across the board hot. It's like, no, they're not.
Not if you get a good palate. I've had some.
I'll
that
tell you what's
just
not
don't
hot
mind
is F. F is crushing. Like, yeah, I can crush this glass. I like
I was
it.
gonna say,
me. Did anybody smell G yet? Because
Yeah,
I
I
almost just passed out.
The
Like,
nose on G is probably one of the best.
G
I was
literally,
like a
I
little-
smelt it and I almost passed out. I was like, holy man. Humming a hum.
So
I'm
I'm-
getting like a little farmhousey, dusty beams, as Randy likes to say.
With
And,
4 inches of
little
dirt
bit of
on them that you're
A
gonna
little
eat.
bit of funk
Yeah.
going on.
So what's funny right now, we're sample G is pour number 7. Through the first 6 pours, I've got 3 front runners and 3 that are clearly 3 that are in contention for first place, and
Okay.
3 that are kind of in the next. They're all fantastic.
Yeah.
I think
Each
Jimmy in the last place.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
I need to go back. I haven't been ranking these at all. I've just been drinking them. So
Yeah.
it's gonna take me a little bit. I'll probably
So
start doing that in the
That's
quiet.
fine.
So Cash in the chat said, yeah, they are hot. Way too many are hot to take the chance. So I found out when we did the Old Forester pick, I saw that whole debacle with the one that somebody said was like 10 years or whatever. As soon as I saw that, I died laughing because I knew exactly what happened, because the way they stamped their barrels, I was like, as soon as I saw that, I said, that is exactly somebody that read the barrel stamp wrong. And then number 2, and probably completely unrelated to us talking about Old Forester just now, but I have been at distilleries before doing picks and talked about people complaining about some of their picks being too hot or things like that. And we were talking about it, and I mentioned something about like, yeah, if somebody just goes to Total Wine and grabs a bottle and it's too hot, like you have no clue who picked it, why they picked it, whatever. And this person who is unnamed at a distillery that will remain unnamed said, yeah, they call us up and say, just send us barrels, and we just send them the things that other people reject. Like,
Yeah.
That's-
Like the top buying total line single barrel.
Yeah, that's it. Is it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like you have to ask, like, was this picked? You go into a place, you're like, did you pick it, or was it just something sent to you?
Yeah.
I mean, you should ask that
Yeah.
question.
Ask them
often
what notes
if
they got.
you're
They
buying in
can-
a store.
They should be able to remember. Another
Yeah.
thing that always kind of tips me off to someone that cares more about their picks, you don't have to do tater stickers, but name them.
Yeah.
Like
At
if
least-
you put in the effort to like give it a name, then I think this person actually likes what they're doing and not just
Yeah.
throwing stuff to sell.
Yeah, you ever meet those people? They just don't name their babies. They obviously don't even
Yeah.
care. Like,
Exactly.
what's your baby's name? I don't know. They'll figure it
I
out
don't
one
know.
day.
Warehouse.
Oh,
Yeah, worst
I
parent in the
think
world.
this one is fitting because it's in the stuff and whiskey glass, and it is. Oh, this one's got me hooked.
What G?
This one is really
G, never mind.
syrupy on the nose.
G
It's
is better
really-
than F. I know Norm may disagree with me, but I don't know. I don't know how he's feeling.
What'd you say?
G is better than F. I thought G was my last place, but
Oh, G is my jam.
G's tough for me. It's a tough one.
Oh,
I don't know
So
if they'll
G-
make top 3.
G's kind of a tough one for me too. There's an interesting juxtaposition going on in G for me, where I really love the flavor profile, but there's like an experiential thing that is, and it could be I'm going to clear my palate and go back to it, but coming off of F, that could be affecting G for me. So I
think it is.
gotta reset.
I was gonna say because I did the Topo Chico flush and everything, and it hits perfect.
The Topo Chico flush.
no.
That's good.
Dude, it works. I'm telling you, sparkling water, my
100%,
palate
it
goes
does.
resets every time.
I got a seltzer
Yeah.
going.
But you
No,
gotta go.
I
you gotta
think
rank
any
the
seltzer. Honestly, I think
I
any
got water.
seltzer would
water.
work.
Yeah, any seltzer, anything bubbly.
That's why I think like people were
Right.
talking about like Coke Zero. I think all that works. You just gotta clear after the Coke Zero, like with water
Yeah.
or something. It's just gotta be something that gets you.
Yeah, I know Bruzel's
Going a
on that
little
Coke
bit.
Zero train.
Even Dr Pepper Zero, man. Like
I
I've
mean-
seen him do that too. That's fine.
Yeah.
After
23
the
flavors.
seltzer flush, G got better.
Yeah, I clear
I'm
my
telling you.
I think I was having some FG contamination.
Yeah,
It's clear my palate and going back to G.
Gotta watch out for that.
yeah. I that's why I said I'm like you have to have some cross contamination because G is.
Dude, that's like
I mean,
oak.
it's
That's
coating.
like oak syrup.
Yeah, this yes, the
Th-
syrupy.
yeah.
It is syrupy. It's coating my entire mouth. Like not a high spice finish, but a very flavorful finish. Yeah, like G is like a porch cookie to me.
I gotta get my book out. There's too much going on now.
So,
Well,
so when you've got,
None of these
So
are
I'm
losers.
I'm curious to know. Yeah, that's a good point. None of these are bad pours. These like the worst pour in here, whichever one. I don't even know which one it is yet, but for me at least. But for the worst
Yeah.
pour in here, is still like I would buy a bottle and a
Oh, yeah.
backup.
I
Of
would
of
buy
those,
all of
yeah.
these.
Right?
But when you guys are dealing with 7 pour flights, I love to hear people's methodology of working through these. So
Pure
when you're
guessing.
trying to rank this many pours, what is your
So hard.
approach when you're like, how do you determine, are you like A being based on your rankings, or are you just going in reverse order and verifying your scores, or how do you guys approach this?
So
I'm gonna-
for me,
Go ahead.
sorry, Randy.
No, you're good, dude.
So I gave initial ranking, and now I'm going back through. Right. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is my lineup. Let me double check that. And so I'll take the top 3 and I'll go head to head with the top 3. And then like the bottoms are the bottoms for me. They're not bad, but they're the bottoms. So that's how I do it. Initial ranking, take the top 3, and I'll really work through those. Randy?
Yeah, so I have mine. I wrote it down, and there's like 3 I know are in my top 3, and then I have like the questionable ones. So I'm comparing the bottom 3 to the last of the top 3, just to see if it
Yeah.
passes by. If it doesn't pass by that one, I don't compare it to the other 2.
Yeah, I went through left to right, didn't rank at all, just tasted, just experienced. Go back right to left, and that's when I start trying to line stuff up as I'm going back through. And then I'll do A B to finalize.
Yeah, I'm same as Norm. I think pretty much. I
No.
I just rank them visually as I go through because that's how I've done it on barrel picks and stuff before. Usually
Yeah.
not 7, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Here.
7's a lot. You're
You
welcome.
haven't been to Smoker yet.
I anticipated the week Josh had, and I just said he needs 7. I
Yeah.
didn't even know what was happening yet, and I said
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. I got 7 traffic violations
Dude,
this week and
all right.
1 traffic stop.
So-
So I have a pour for
Aaron
every
wants to know
traffic
what the
violation
color
that I got.
curtain. Aaron wants to know what your color curtains are. He has 2 curtains behind him, Aaron. The one on the left is green, right? Or yeah, your right, Norm, is green, and the one on your left is black, right?
They're all green. They're all the
They're
same.
all green. Oh,
It's just
yeah.
the light.
green.
Crushed
Like,
velvet.
Is the one
That-
on the door behind you?
Yeah,
green
same,
too?
exact,
Oh, I thought you said
same
you were doing
curtain.
black. There
Let
you
me
go.
see. Computer lounge on.
There you go.
You did not do it. Dude, we have
Yeah,
a
it's
running
green.
joke. Norm doesn't have it. You say- when he's like, "Hey, how do you do it?" So, like, you say, "Computer, do this."
Oh man.
Oh,
Computer
my
lounge
gosh.
off.
Oh, Norm, that was epic.
It's just the
That was
gradient of the
epic.
light.
Yeah, it gets dark back there.
Oh man.
I like that. That's good.
That was good.
That made my night right there. I'm good. Computer
All right.
lounge on.
Oh man, it's getting warm in here. It's all the crushed velvet, I think.
Well, the color of your curtains are the color of our couch back here
Yeah, yeah.
as our backdrop. Like that was the thing. Is Aaron is like, I want a velvet green couch, like an emerald green velvet couch, and I was like, I'm
Millennial
with that.
green.
Yeah, I love that couch.
All right, I'm going in on my top 3. Here we go.
So what I like about the way that you do it, Norm,
That's
by
so good.
zeroing in on yours, is you're coming into your tops as far as what stood out for you with a fresh palette, or like before your palette gets too fatigued.
Yes, yeah.
So my methodology, I've never really necessarily heard anybody do it quite like I do it. And like if you get palette fatigue, I don't think you can do it this way. But like I start with what I think is my least favorite, and then I work my way to my next least favorite, and I just go from my last place to my first place, in the idea that everything that I try next, I should like better than the thing I tried last.
Yep.
And if I don't like it better
Oh.
than the thing I tried last, then my order's wrong, and I need to swap pours. Like if I
I'm
if
doing
I
right
go
now.
to my if I go to like my 7th, 6th, 5th place, and I'm like, I should like 5th place better than 6th and 7th, but then I like it less than those. Now it's got to go to the back of the pack, But it's really, man, you got to be like super careful not to burn your palate out
Yeah.
doing it that way.
So mine was similar to yours, Josh. What I just did is I have 2 that were clearly bottom 2 for me, and one was clearly like the last for personally. So I had 2 that were 7 and 6. So then 5, where I had at 5, I compared to what I had previously ranked at 4, and then I do the next one up and the next one up. So my 5 beat my 4. My 5 beat my 3, so I just keep edging it up
Yeah.
until because I had 2 clearly at the bottom that
Yeah.
were for me, until I get to a point where it's not like perfect, but I definitely get my top 3 out of it, and that's kind of like what I'm trying to do
Yeah.
out of 7.
Another method is don't do 7, right?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Impossible.
I don't know about you guys, but
Listen,
the more I
dude.
taste these, the harder it's getting. I'm like, man,
It is. So just this is our first live. We're sending it. 7 pours. We got Josh here.
fully
So
soaked.
good.
Speaking of that, if you guys have not tried to get this flight, you definitely should.
Oh, yeah.
These are
Yeah,
freaking
these are all
bangers.
incredible.
Yeah. man,
And
this
if you can
is-
get a shot at getting it for $5, I would definitely do it. We
Yeah.
would also appreciate anything because we are not making any money on anything we're doing. So anything we get is very much appreciated here. But
I'm lost.
absolutely bangers. Like I could not stress enough how good these are. Splitting hairs here, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh man,
100%.
is anyone going back to B? Oh
Yeah.
man,
I just
I've
just did.
B
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
keeps.
Third
Dude,
to
I
last.
had B in second to last, and it literally keeps creeping up my list.
Wow. I've been third to
Wow.
last right now.
No,
It
B
just
has
got
literally-
passed up by something, but I've got my final ranking. I'm good now.
B was literally my second to last, and it is now in fourth place.
Mark,
Crazy.
yes, 7 is a lot. I agree.
And for cowards, it's
For
a
I
lot.
was gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
it's only a lot if you're unmotivated, but yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
much better.
Listen, if
I'm
you're not
happy
committed to
with
the
it.
cause or had a week like Josh's, then I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you
No,
know,
it's good.
we do a lot of head to head on our channel because it is like two or three is the best number.
Yeah.
If you're going to get like really critical, but there's something about these bigger flights that it kind of makes you slow down. It makes you think a little bit harder.
Yes.
And I think it makes you focus in on nuance, especially when you're dealing with 7 monster pours like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes you focus in more in a way that just 2 or 3. And like Randy was like, "Hey, this is our first, live. We're just gonna send it." And I'm like, "Hey, let's stress test the system."
yeah.
There really is something to it because if within a flight like this you get a pour or two that really stands out from the rest of the pack, that's saying something.
Absolutely.
Adam, that is hilarious and very accurate, by the way.
There was one time where
Oh.
Norm was over here and we were doing a Patreon live stream and me and Norm were on screen at the same time. And I was like, this is definitely Rick Grimes and Negan. This is great.
Oh, dude.
That's the first
Dude,
time I've heard that, and that's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
I don't know
that's funny.
if my camera will track. Let's see if it will.
We know it'll zoom.
Well, we know that. I don't know. It won't track, but I printed a
Yeah.
screenshot of that.
Oh.
That Rick Grime one. And I have it on my board next to me. It's hilarious.
Dude, we're recording a video, and Norm literally, like, I did a gif of him pouring syrup into a bottle, and we're in the middle of recording, and we're talking about like scores, and he holds up the photo. I'm like, "What, you just had that ready? Like, you just ready? You just had the photo?"
I was ready, dude.
Dude, I created that.
That's gonna be a sign. If it's below 5, he's just gonna.
All right,
The syrup photo.
I'm done. I have mine. All
Hey,
right,
Chris,
so-
thanks for the $25, dude. That's awesome.
All right, so let's go through. Everybody have their order yet?
Sort
I'm
of.
good.
No.
Josh, no, Josh is not. Hey,
I know it's
You
first.
know what?
place right
you
now.
know when you know it's an
I'll lock it
amazing
up.
flight is when Josh can't decide, because you're usually pretty lasered.
What did Aaron put in the chat?
So
She's your
dude,
favorite?
she had tears. Like, she literally blew my mind with this. She had she had brackets almost.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't see the chat. I don't know.
Yeah, I just pulled the chat up because I was like, I'm missing out on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Box
Dude,
had a
I don't
good
know.
point.
So we had when we
Ben
did
says he
Norm's
loves
Live,
me. Love you, Ben.
I was
Sorry.
literally able to like pop in all the comments. I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy.
Hey, it's our first one. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Hey, but
We're
so
having a good time.
No, you
I
won't.
just looked at the
We're
chat.
4 years in. We haven't figured it out.
Yeah, Josh Wise, he did. He's doing 25. That's the guy I was in Scotland with. That's my boy Josh. That's the one that was on the live.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
Josh
Oh,
was-
it's cool.
Josh was-
Cool that he came.
Josh's name was a winner on when on our little trivia we had on the
Yeah.
Discord for the
That's cool.
blind flights. So
Oh,
first
cool.
seed, first seed pours with sample A and F for Aaron. Second seed pours with sample C, D, and G. And she said feels like there's some rum influence there. And
Rum.
then
Wow.
Rum.
Third seed pours are B and E. I love how she seeded them. I was watching it like I was like,
Interesting.
she blew my mind. She had it like seated. I was like, dude, this is like a bracket going on here. We should have done that as a visual. Just had like everybody have their brackets.
Oh, they're brackets.
Do it in
Oh,
I don't know. Did you pick up any finishes on these?
I didn't pick up any finishes.
These are
personally.
just straight bangers. Like no finish needed.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
Yeah, I
finishes
think
for
there's
me.
such. I think because of the profiles, there's such heavy fruit sweetness on some of them,
Yeah.
or heavy oak influence
Yeah.
on some of them that you could talk yourself into it, but that's like a mental game
Yeah.
you'd be playing with yourself.
So I think if you're not like we had with like F and G for me, like if I didn't clear my palate, like I had to keep clearing my palate, like they influence each other so heavily
Mhm.
that you start picking up like, oh, this is super syrupy. This is super because you come off F and you're like, it's got this spice, it's got everything. Then you go to G and it's like super syrupy and it makes it almost feel finished.
Hmm.
So I could totally see that.
Are these all bourbons?
They feel like it.
They do feel like
we'll find
it.
out at the reveal.
There's one in here that I questioned.
really which
Questionable
one?
choices.
Yeah.
Would you like to throw out some questionable wisdom on it? Which one you think is not?
Yeah, I think it's tequila. No, I'm just kidding. Zach, which one did you say was minty? You were like,
I think that
was it?
That was
D?
D, I believe.
It was D.
Yeah,
D or
D.
E. Yeah.
D and E both kind of hit me with some rye qualities.
I think
Right.
that was D leaning on E though. without
D
it.
D
They
was the
would-
only one that could possibly be a rye, but I still don't think it's a rye.
But
No.
I've had a
Both of
rye that
those.
tastes like this,
All right.
and Randy has that rye.
Huh?
I think we're in bourbon. I think
Yeah,
we're in
they're
bourbon
very
land.
high
That's my
proof.
guess.
I think it's all bourbon land, but
All
We'll
right,
see.
none of it's sherryed finish. I'll tell you that.
Ah,
Sherry man.
All right, I'm locked in. I'm good.
I'm locked
Aaron
in.
said, "Y'all keep drinking and are getting desensitized to the pours." 1,000%. All right, Josh, you locked in.
No, I'm right as rain.
Locked in.
All right,
I'm
so
good.
Josh, give me yours first. One through 7.
First to last.
First to last.
All right. First place E.
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
Second place C as in Charlie.
Okay.
Got it.
Not that one.
Third place D as in Delta. Fourth place G as in Golf. Fifth place B as in Bravo. Sixth place A as in Alpha. Seventh place F as in F that pour. No, just kidding. That's a really good pour. It's a really good pour. That's a really good pour.
I'm heartbroken here.
No.
Norm.
No, I
Norm.
can't go next. I got to change my ranking.
No. we're good. Hey, this is literally what we talked about. No one influences. This is
Hey,
everybody's different.
Split. Hey, what this is, I'll tell you what this is. Everybody watching this, this flight should be called. It's called Blind Time Travelers.
Yeah,
what it should
blind
be
time
called
travelers.
is Splitting Hairs because
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So you put F as,
Hold on.
as
Let me
your
change
last.
the YouTube thumbnail real quick.
Aaron is not agreeing with you at all,
Yeah.
Josh.
I don't even know you anymore.
Yeah,
All right.
She had. Hey, don't think I didn't notice that she had E in her third tier, which I was, frankly, personally offended by.
Me too, Josh. I'm just kidding.
All right.
All right.
Go for it. Hey.
I have F as my first place. I loved F. Like it. I crushed the whole thing. It was incredible. F. Okay. C as in cat for the second one. So Josh, shout out. D, third place. Fourth E. Fifth G. Six. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Math is not mathing.
B. B is 6, and then A is last.
Okay.
Wow.
Justin.
We got
I'm
there,
going
boys.
based on how
Okay.
I wrote down. Justin, what do you got?
Okay, so I've got number 1 is D,
Okay.
and then I've got C, and
Okay.
then E. So same as Josh, except flipped A and 1 and 3.
They're
Makes
splitting hairs,
sense.
yeah.
And then I've got B,
E.
A, G, F.
Yeah, y'all don't like F.
Nah, it's trash, dude.
All right. Zach.
First place E.
I thought you all were whiskey guys.
First place,
All right.
Place G.
No, we're bourbon guys.
G?
You're the whiskey guy.
As in golf. E-
Golf,
G is
yeah.
in golf. Third place, D Delta. Fourth place, F Foxtrot. Fifth, Bravo. Sixth, Charlie, and last place, Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah, that checks out.
So mine was G, F, D, B, C, E, A.
Wow.
We are going when we reveal.
Wow.
We're going
Yes.
in order. We're going in order with Josh since he's our special guest.
Yeah.
MVP.
And then just
You
so
guys-
everybody can keep up with it, we'll just talk about what's like recap our rankings for each pour as we reveal. But Randy, you had G in first.
I had G in first.
I can see that. Yeah,
Wow.
Second place for
Yeah.
me.
that G
Yeah.
was my dividing line. G and up were difficult,
Really?
and then and
So
I see you.
I
Norm,
put
on F.
G down, and I think
Yeah.
I know why.
That tracks. You have a bad palate and you don't like whiskey. We got it.
Am I
So,
voted off
all
the
right,
island here? Like, what's
So-
happening?
let's do some questions real quick before we reveal, because once we reveal, people are going to go a little batshit crazy. So,
hey,
are
hold on.
there any
Aaron,
rides?
Aaron, that was a shot at Norm, not you.
Are-
Just
Are
No,
there
it was
any
at me.
rides-
Yeah.
Are there any rides in this flight?
I don't
Anybody?
think so. If there is, it's E or D.
If-
I mean,
Yeah.
If
I'd
it
say-
is, it's D.
Yes or no, boys? Yes or no?
No.
Why are we making this different?
I vote no.
Josh,
I'm
any
saying-
rides in this flight?
yeah, I'm gonna say D is. I'm just gonna go on the limb. But that's
I'm
the
gonna
only one.
vote. I'm gonna vote no. But if there is one, it's D. But I'm voting no. Officially.
Norm, yes or no?
Yes.
Zach,
Yes, D.
I say no.
no. And
Same as
I-
Josh, though. If it is,
I
it's D.
can't answer that question because it doesn't matter. What was the lowest proof point on this flight?
C.
Like, give me a number.
F.
What do you
No.
think the lowest proof point was?
I think.
Jo-
I think F.
Hold on, Josh. Lowest proof point.
I'll say it's F, and I'll say it is 118.
Okay. Norm. Lowest.
Sorry, I was chewing. It's F, and I'd say 116.
Okay. Zach
C 116. 117.
and Justin.
I mean, I didn't think about it until you just said that, but I'll go default to Josh being it's F, and I'll say it's 114.
Okay. Last question. Are there any MGPs in this flight?
Yes.
I would vote
No.
yes on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I vote no.
I think
Okay.
I think A at least is MGP, and maybe
Okay.
I thought E, but you guys talked me out of it, so I'm saying A.
You know he stuck that ransom 16 in here.
So, you guys ready?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Let me
Let's
let
do
me
it.
walk over. So we're gonna go with Josh's. We're going
Josh's
Josh.
order. Okay.
So Josh is E.
Okay.
We're going first
So
place.
E is first place. Stag.
Oh.
E
Huh.
is batch 18.
Oh, that makes sense. Batch 18
Ooh.
is
Next
pretty
one
awesome.
is C.
I do like batch 18.
C is. Are we seeing a theme?
Oh,
Batch
no.
14.
No.
16? 16?
14. C was 14. D was
Batch 12.
batch 16.
Oh,
Get-
okay.
I love batch 16.
Out of here.
G was. This one got me. Batch 12.
Oh,
I love it.
B.
The mind
was-
games.
We've
B
been
was
punked,
batch
bro.
17.
Which one is that?
Batch
B?
17. B was batch 17. A was batch 13. I literally had to write the like so. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. And then
Oh,
F,
was F15?
F was 15.
Yes. I love that batch. I have that batch. That's why it's my number one.
So
Wait.
here's a few things behind this. A, anybody
I
that's
knew
watched
it.
Josh, anybody that's watched Josh knows he loves Stag. I
do
couldn't
love
put
Stag Junior.
GTS in here because, well, now you
Wow.
you understand why they're 7 because, well, they get from 12 to before they got into the away from Batch Junior. Here's
Man,
the-
let's go.
Here's the crazy part is I realized it as I was calling them out because she put it in my notes I pulled up. It went in proof the whole way.
Mm.
So lowest proof, the highest
Was
proof.
eight? Lowest
Hmm.
was eight?
Wait, batch 15 is the highest proof?
So batch
No.
no, batch 12 is the highest proof of everything.
All right, what's batch 15? What's the proof?
Batch 15 is 131.1.
Yeah, we were all saying 115 to 118.
Yeah. I was laughing when you guys said like lowest proof. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Wow.
Listen, I
that's
said I was a
crazy,
whiskey
man.
guy, not a stag guy. But I do have batch 15, and it's.
Hold
But
on.
I also
Aaron
have.
said, I hate batch 17.
Yeah.
Aaron, how can you hate any of these?
Well, it
She-
did. Yeah.
She had that
Wait.
in her bottom bracket.
You got to go over them one more time, just to make sure.
Okay.
I think
So
I just want to make sure.
I'll go in order of Desi's chart. So
Okay.
A is batch 13.
Okay.
E17.
That's 128.4. B is batch 17. That's 128.7.
Okay.
C is batch 14. That's 130.2. D is batch 16, 130.9.
Yeah.
E is batch 18 at 131 flat. F is batch 15 at 131.1. And G is batch 12 at 132.3.
You know, I had a batch 18 and it won this flight, and I did not like it when I had it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know, have any idea what order these are in. But anyway,
All right, guys.
I love that, man. That is like that's big brain flight crafting right there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Bravo, Randy.
You know what's wild is how
Bravo.
different
Yeah, how
different they
different they
tasted.
were.
so
Yeah. I
so
thought
that's
you
why I
was
did it.
Daniels.
I was bouncing around on ideas, and I had all kinds. I literally, you know how you get like lost in the weeds with like things. Like I have like Josh's picks from the end of time, and I'm like, I'm gonna do like from beginning to end my favorite, and I was like, no, I'm like, because like Josh will know every freaking one of them and like bottle guess all of them, and I'll get mad. So then I went, I went on this journey, and it was like the one thing that every time we talk about either GTS or Stack.
Yep.
And we talk about which are our favorites. And it's like, why not blind them all? Because everybody has all these preconceived notions of which one is their favorite. You know, and they talk, this one's the best one of all time. This one's the best one of all time.
You know what
And
was
it's like-
wild is E, which was what, batch 18? That one
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
my third to last, and then it
He
just
was-
kept beating everything and
Yeah.
inched all the way up to third place.
Yeah, so I remember you
Yeah.
saying that you hated E because you thought it was Jack Daniels, and then
Hmm.
you
And
said
then
your
it just
order,
like I kept revisiting it, and then it just kept going up and up and up and up.
So I had that happening. I had to stop myself because I was like, dude, I'm just going to keep doing this all day long. Like it was like,
Mhm.
oh, this one's great. And that was my third. and
Yeah,
all of a
we
sudden I
could
had
do
it, I
this
was
again
like,
tomorrow,
yeah.
Yeah.
and it would
Totally
be different.
It
Splitting
was
hairs
wild
is the
because
best. I want to rename
Yeah.
this because it is literally splitting hairs for me.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, the crazy thing is like
splitting horns.
we don't yeah, but we don't know what we're tasting, and some of these tasted like they were from different distilleries. That's how different. they were.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
you know, you're dealing with a batch product, and this is why we talk about it on our channel pretty often, and I try to highlight it. But like honestly, like batches like these larceny, these larceny barrel proof batches right here, they might as well be single barrel picks. Like where are you getting your consistency? You're not getting it in a batch product because every batch is going to be different. What's interesting to me is that I have done 12 to 17, but I've never included 18 in the batch lineup for blinds. And consistently 12, 14, and 16 are at the top of the mountain for me, and that did bear out tonight as well. But 18 did take the cake, and I think it's because, speaking to that, you get that note you latch onto, and I got that cheerwine note, and I could not shake that note. I was stuck to that thing like glue, and it endeared that glass to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like, so that cheerwine note is why I put that glass in first place tonight. But Glass C 20 or batch 14. That was the batch. I think that was like batch 12 and batch 14 were the first 2 batches of Stag Junior that came out where people were like, "Oh, this can actually be better than that year's GTS." And I'm just kind of curious of like, we gave our rankings, but I'm curious to know from you guys, like, why did you put what you put in first place in first place? For me, it was that it's the power, it's the concentration, it's that Cheerwine note. It endeared itself to me. But I'm curious to know why you guys put what you put in first place, especially Norma Glass F.
Yep. Okay. All right. I put
you can tell we
Glass
all
F.
know each other.
So listen. There was some complexity in some of these other pours that were higher ranked for you guys, because you guys are super nerds and you're just chasing the ultimate whatever. This was
Right.
just good crushable whiskey. I enjoyed the sweetness of it. God, it was just, I was just like that coconut, and I knew as soon as I got coconut, I was like, I get coconut and Buffalo Trace. I was like, I was leaning towards that. It was this tropical fruity. I don't know. I'm in that summer mood, I guess. So that's what got it for me.
Dude,
I was like, I can drink this like the whole thing and be
I
like
had
ready
F
to
in number
go.
2. It helped.
Yeah.
When I went back through, it's funny because I had E in the top 3, and I would drink other stuff. And when I kept going back to E, there was something that just kept knocking it down. Like it didn't play well with others, but on a fresh
Yep.
palate, it was amazing. And it influenced it. So in my brain, I kept pushing it down.
Yep.
But like I remember when I tried it, I'm like, holy crap, this is good. Like I remember that. But every time I compared it to something else or I went back in the order, it kept knocking itself down. And that was the one I was talking about where it just like literally dropped down, and I think it was B. Yeah, B moved up in its place because I had it at 3rd, and then it bumped down to 4th, and then it dropped back down.
Right. And also I picked it because Aaron really liked it.
Yeah,
she really
exactly.
liked it. So.
I mean, more than not, Aaron is. I align with Aaron.
She's right.
She
She's
scares
right.
the shit out of me, and
Hey, me too, brother. Me too.
I love her. No, dude, no. I mean, and people have to understand. I have to say this. Like, you guys, like, she says she's the whiskey. Like Josh is a whiskey nerd. She's the like social sipper. Aaron has a really good palate, guys. Like, you
Yeah, she
don't
does.
understand. Like, she has
really
an
does.
amazing palate. And usually while we're going through slowly, she's made it through back again and waiting for us to come to the conclusion she already found. So I have to say that, like, it's insane how quick she gets to it.
So I will say, going back and looking at the chat, I'm trying to find it. Sample B was Stag Junior Batch 17, which there is an infamous video of, there was a double blind head to head of 1792 full proof, if I'm not mistaken, versus Stag Junior Batch 17. And Aaron tasted Stag Junior Batch 17, and she said, "This tastes like urine."
Yeah.
What
And
was the one? What was the one you got acetone on, Justin?
17?
No,
E.
that was yeah. That was
It started to go away as it sat though, and then it started to climb up.
What I'm
And
saying,
beat
like,
the other ones,
as
which
they sat
makes
here, they just
sense
kept
as
getting better.
yeah, which makes sense as we were comparing them, because I was like, wait a minute, that acetone note is gone all of a sudden, and now I'm just getting the differences when I started comparing them, because I was clearing my palate after each one, so I was going in fresh to each one because I was clearing it, water. I would wait a minute and then go into each one, and that one stood out. And then when I was comparing A to B, A to B, A to B, E to whatever, it just kept climbing because the notes kept canceling out, and then it was just elevated. But I'm guessing the acetone note was mainly because the proof.
yeah.
Mm.
Dude,
It's
so
the
Lord-
highest proof,
Lord
right?
Ko- Lord
No,
Kogak,
G's
David.
the highest.
Say
Lord
okay.
Kogak just says nerds. It literally
Yeah.
killed me. I looked over. I just see this long nerds thing.
This
But-
is
but
fun
Josh,
because
Hey, if
Yeah.
I've
you
only
did,
had a couple of these batches before, so this was cool.
Me too.
if you did,
Well,
yeah.
Oh,
if
really?
you did
Nice.
Bill Kavanaugh golf scoring, what would be the overall favorite?
Yeah, I was
Oh, wow.
gonna do that. I haven't done that, but I can do it real quick.
Listen, dude. I'm not Bill. Let's be honest. That dude is a math genius. I have a bunch of shit written down. You can figure it out for yourself later.
Listen,
I can
later.
Batch 13A is dead last, like overall. Like it
Oh yeah,
just,
no,
it is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A and B are my two least favorite for sure.
Yeah, A was in the bottom for
A and B are my
everybody.
two. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
was second. It was second on one, third on Justin's, and then last for me, Norm, and
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Josh, what brands did you write down? That's what I want to know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
was
wrote a
gonna-
couple down.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too. And I wanted to get to that, but I will say, if you ask me, hey, batch 12 to batch 18, I'm gonna buy some of these on secondary or whatever. Obviously, that's where you got to go to get them because they're not in
Yeah.
production anymore. They're
Yep.
long years removed. I would say I'd probably skip batches 13 and 17. The rest of them, find whatever you
Skip.
can find for the price that you're
Mhm.
happy to buy. You're probably going to get a pretty good batch. But 13 and 17, those are skips. And that bared out tonight, even though they were still really good. But Aaron did stick true and liked B the least, batch 17. I wrote down MGP for for glass A, batch 13. I wrote down George T. Stagg for batch 14, and I had 2020 GTS. I had a bottle of
Same.
2020 GTS and batch 14 because batch 14 was 130.2 proof and 2020 GTS was 130.4 proof, and they came out in the same year. And I blinded them several times, and Stagg Jr. beat GTS several times because it's
Yeah.
not without having the extra age on it. It came across a little more sweet, a little more punchy.
It has a
I like
dusty
that.
note on it. It has a dusty
Yeah.
note on it.
Who in God's
Um,
name else can rip out that right there? Like literally just rip off like 20 GTS and freaking stats.
Yeah.
Like I'm over here looking at my cheat sheet and I don't even know.
Glass D, I thought was
Oh,
an
man.
Old Forester President's Choice
Ooh.
Ooh.
because I got like this crazy like cherry vanilla cream type note. It's not
It was a lot of cherry.
King of Kentucky, but it has like the spice, the pop, and it was my first place for a while. And batch 16, if you ask me from these batches which ones my favorites were, I would say batch 16 and batch 12 with an honorable mention to batch 14. And I would not have included batch 18, but I've never included batch 18. Batch 18 just won me over tonight because of me going out with my daughter last night and having that cheer wine. And then I got it
Yeah.
tonight. And I was like,
Yeah.
so
Yep. Memory.
That's what that was.
Memory influence.
to
That
the
was
same
hardest
point
thing
of
was-
Norm, like in the coconut on F, like you get that note
Yeah.
and it endears itself to
Mhm.
you. It's hard to get off of that, man.
It really was. Yeah.
Dude.
And
so
that's
when
okay too, though. That's okay. It's okay to be
Yeah.
endeared to a glass because
Yeah.
you fell in love with a note.
And it
Go
just
ahead,
happens I have batch 15 and I have batch 12 here at the house.
It was
so-
a wild thing deciding this because I kept going. I wanted to do this. There was two things I wanted to do, and anybody that knows Josh knows why I say this. I wanted to do this flight, but I wanted to do because it's something we've numerous times talked about, like the old Stagg Junior batches and which one is the best one. And like for Josh, I think almost always it's 16 for you, if I remember correctly. Like you
Mhm.
always that's the one you always get. And I was like, let's see when we have them
Yeah.
all laid out. But I was like, dude, it's 7 pours. I mean, that's and they're all high proof. I was laughing when you guys are like, oh, this one's like 150. I was like, oh, dude, you guys are in trouble.
You're
Yeah, we were
dead.
10, we were. I said 118, 10 proof points off.
Yeah.
from the
And,
lows.
and the second, and that tells, I mean, everybody always says like, oh, it's youthful, it drinks hot. It's like, that's not true. Like if you've had good Stagg batches, you won't say that. But, and then the second thing is I wanted to do everything compared to GTS. Because as we know, that's like Josh's like staple of like, this is good, but compared to this. So it was like I was so torn on 2 different flights, and it was like I just had to do this one. More so because it was 7 pours, and I'm like, let's do it.
It's a brilliant flight because I think Norm said it. Like somebody said, that ransom 16 is in here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yep,
That was me.
it is.
Playing with your,
Yeah.
playing with your brain.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured
don't worry.
ransom was in it, and I
Don't
figured
worry.
GTS was
Don't
in
worry,
it.
she's
at
right
some
here,
point.
almost empty, and I have a few more.
Woo!
Yeah. That's
I've only
freaking
ever
amazing.
had batch 18 out of this entire group. So
Yeah.
All these were first times for me.
See,
Well, Zach,
see, I've
I knew
only
that
had a
about you.
sample.
'Cause we've had that discussion, so I was excited for you to get these because you were like,
I've only
we
ever
had
had a
talked
sample
about
of 12 and 15. Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Wow, Zach, you said 18 is the only one you've had. And that
Yep.
was your
Yeah.
number one.
Yep. And
Wow.
I
Me too.
think I sold that one, traded it. I can't remember. I got
Also-
a bottle and then I got a sample from someone and I was like, it's hot, it's spicy, it's it's aggressive, and I just
It's okay.
moved.
You
it.
got Calumet 18. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
All right.
You're fine.
So even at this, Josh, did you think any of these were NBC?
Yeah, I thought the one that I put in first place, I wrote NBC ?
Yeah.
That
was-
sheer wine because I got a savory note on it. There's this note that I get in NBC and I get it in the Hazmat Coy Hills. There's
Yeah.
this it's a weird
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's a crazy note. I don't even know how to
Yeah.
describe it. You don't if you haven't tasted it, you wouldn't know what it is, but I love that note.
Yeah.
And I got that in that. But I wrote NBC ? And then you guys started talking about Coy Hill and you talked me into that, and I was like, that's it's 100% Coy Hill, not. And then I wrote I thought Glass A might have been an NBC, but I'm trying to think of how to say what I want to say. Like, so we tend to key in on specific barrel types there, and I thought A was like a really good single barrel that is like a barrel type that we haven't tried before, or
Mm.
like, because it was like cherry oaks. I wrote cherry oak spice bomb. To me, that all kind of equals MGP. It just didn't have that like the bottom end, those bass notes to really kind of bring it home for me.
Mm.
I thought some of these were MGP on the nose, and then once I tasted them, I was like, nah, none of these are. None of these are
Chris P,
MGP.
Josh, Chris P said you better up your game for the June live stream in 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely better.
The only
this
two
was our
bottle
first.
guesses I had was C. I said was 2020 GTS.
Yeah.
And then E. I said was 24 Coy Hill.
Yeah, you were wrong.
And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm not getting the acetone note anymore. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it because it gives me those 24 Coy Hill vibes.
right?
But
To be fair, we were close on C, Justin. We were
Yeah.
close on C.
Yeah, you were very close. I mean, very close.
On the nose, I
Similar
thought D
profile.
was going to be a Beam product until I tasted it.
Yeah.
Which one?
D.
B.
D.
D
or D?
Oh yeah, no, I know it wasn't. I couldn't place what distillery
On the
or
nose.
anything.
I
But
was
it was like,
it's so earthy and like I got like that sweet nut note.
That's, I mean, the hard part is like, I mean, for me, like, I can't go down that journey because I know they're not all that. So it's like you
Right.
kind of zeroed in. So it's like, yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
talking, and I'm like, you like kind of miss out on that fun of that, like trying to like
mhm.
guess it.
Or this way.
Yeah.
You did a great job of keeping a straight face through all this, man.
Yeah.
Because
Really
like,
great job.
My
we're
inner
talking
goat
about
so bad.
we were talking about distilleries and this, that, and the other, and you're like, yeah, and you're just throwing out your notes and whatever like you played it perfectly. What's
That was-
interesting?
that was channeling my inner Bill.
Yeah, you did a good job. To Zach's point of, I thought if one of these would have been Beam, I was on the nose. I was actually thinking sample G might have been like a Hardin's Creek, like one of those high Hardin's Creek releases. I got the most nuttiness on G,
Huh.
which I've
Mm.
never ever gotten on batch 12 before.
Wow.
Ever. Batch 12 is always just like basically barrel aged grape soda to me.
Yeah. I just got that like right as you
Yeah,
said that.
A
It was
and
like
C are the only ones that like really hit the Buffalo Tracy stuff. for me.
G for me is and always, and it I have to be honest, like I tasted it and I knew instantly in my brain, like I had to know what it was kind of in the depths of my brain. And for me, it was like that, the mixed nerds of cherry and grape mixed with sweet oak, that syrup mouth coating, the oily, it hit me perfectly.
Oh, Mark in chat said ransom question mark.
I
It's
saw that.
It's 16-year MGP.
Yeah, I like this. It's no
Yeah,
big
it's
deal.
16. I mean, I don't think you can find it. Is the problem?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it's. I think Randy literally bought everything of that. I think he bought all of it.
that definitely
Yield
happened.
over 90 bottles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
92 bottles. That was
Well, I would
Oh
say,
my
you know,
God.
I would say the community takes care of each other, and that is true to an extent. But every once in a while, you run across an overachiever over here.
Yeah, there's
That's
a few
above
of
and
us.
beyond.
There's a few of us. There's actually quite a few of us if you pay attention.
Yeah, there is.
There's been some insane bottle grabs.
So
on a
when do you
bunch.
want to cut off? Do you want to cut off the giveaway thing now?
So yeah, so let's call last call for the giveaway. So if you want to get in on a and Steven just put on there, okay, 15 minutes until. So we'll cut it a little bit shorter, Steven, because I texted you that. So we'll do the last call in 5 minutes, so 8:50.
Hey guys,
Last
y'all
call.
want to hear what the true winner was by golf scoring?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Um,
does that work? So I'm not familiar with that. So what?
so
how
you
does this
take you
work?
take everyone's ranking, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
The first
so
place
like
gets 1 point.
yeah,
Last place
yeah.
gets the most points. It's a
Gotcha.
little confusing.
So-
You have to know it's golf scoring.
Yeah.
E came in second overall. So E was batch 18. That was second overall based off everyone's scoring.
Okay.
But D batch 16 was the winner at 13 points, the lowest. Wow.
You're welcome.
Just saying. Just saying. That
You're
match
welcome.
hits.
That's Josh's favorite.
Wow.
My,
And
yeah.
then C was next at 17. And I'm not going to do the rest. Doesn't matter. But yeah, the
Batch
top
hits.
three are your
You know what? I'm
D-
surprised.
17, 18.
D, C.
I'm surprised
Oh.
about.
All right, I'll
Batch
do
12.
18.
Modern Stag Junior. Not really modern anymore.
No, E. I mean, it was
No.
second.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
I'll
about
be-
batch 12 because I thought batch 12 was my favorite. But to be fair, batch 12 and 15 are the only two I've had samples of out of all the ones we've tasted tonight. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild.
What I will say is Stag Junior batch 17 was the last junior batch, and batch 18 was the
18, yeah.
first non-junior batch.
Oh,
And
okay.
and I'm going to use a word to try to make myself sound smart. And I already regret even saying that because I feel like an absolute idiot right now. But there's been a precipitous decline in Stag. Like I feel like Stag, what I'm going to call baby Stag, not Stag, formerly known as Junior, since batch 18, I feel like it is on the Elijah Craig barrel proof trajectory where you're going to get a good batch here and there, but by and large, I can kind of skip most of the batches these days. Like I'm not overly
Yeah.
impressed with it like I am with these. Like I'm drinking these
Yeah.
and I'm thinking in my head, I'm having flashes of George T. Stagg and Old Forcer President's Choice and Coy Hill and some of the best NBC picks I've ever had. And
Yeah.
it like that's what this tastes like. And then I taste something like 22B and I'm like, I mean, it's all right, but like
It's all right.
I'd also
Yeah.
be just fine with like a 17. Like I'd actually I would skip this if I could get a 1792 foolproof pick from somebody's palate that I trusted.
Mm,
You know,
I could see
like
that.
I just it that's the direction it's gone, and it's
I
been
feel
that
like
way
Barton
for.
anyway.
Yeah.
There's
There's some
But-
killer Barton out there.
There's some killer.
Barton out there.
There's some
Yeah.
killer Barton out there.
Yeah.
There really is some killer Barton out there.
You just got to pay to play on those.
Yeah.
Just don't buy the 17.
Hey, but
Just go
Barton
right to the
15
18.
coming to your, maybe your shelf near you. I don't know.
Well, to
Just
you
go
guys'
now
point
from
on the Calumet video, so we did a Calumet video,
Mhm.
and I had I didn't think we were gonna ever get a bottle of it, much less get to try it. I thought maybe the community's fantastic, right? Like
Mhm.
you'd at some point you would get to try it. We would work something out, but I didn't think we would get a bottle of it. Probably doesn't help that I haven't been in a liquor store but like 3 times in the last 2 years because we're just busy doing picks and stuff. So, but like, I wasn't going to spend the money on it without tasting it. And then we got to taste it, and it is very, 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 very good. It did surprise me because if you drink the 14-year Calumet and the 16-year Calumet
Yeah.
and that bridge, and then you go from the 16-year to
That's what I had to
the
start tonight.
18-year, you're like, it's just 2 more years. Like, it's the same jump, right?
It's not even close.
It's a
No.
much larger
Yeah.
jump.
But
But
we just
the bourbon-
recorded that on Wednesday. We just
Oh,
recorded
awesome.
our 10,
Yeah.
15, 16 comparison.
Yes.
Because
But you're right. The
we talked about it so
Discord
much.
about this 16 versus 18. It's interesting to see. I get it. The prices, it goes nuts. But there is a difference, and you can taste the difference, and it's worth the price. It is.
Here's
Norm, have
what
you-
set
have
me
you
up for
gotten an 18?
failure, though.
Have you gotten an
I got
18
one.
Norm?
Yeah.
Well, when you compare it to GTS, it kind of is rough.
That's what set me up for failure. 'cause
well
the-
for
the
that
only,
year GTS you did was rough.
The only video, and to be fair, the only video I watched on this was the Bourbon Junkies. Before we tasted it, the only video I watched was the Bourbon Junkies on Calumet 18. And Dan was just going on and on about how it reminded him of GTS. And I was like, I got 2019 GTS, 116.9 proof, and Calumet 18's like 100. What is it? Yeah, so close improved point, right? I was like, okay, that would be. Let's do a video. That'd be fun. Or Justin Williams down the road, he's like, hey, I got a bottle of Calumet 18. You want to taste it? You want to do a video? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do that against GTS. And I did it, and I'm a GTS fanboy, and I really like Batch. I love the 2019 release. People bag on it because it's. the
I
lowest
love that
proof and all
release
that.
too. Yeah.
It is so delicious.
It's
And
good. Mhm.
I almost wish, in retrospect, I had just tasted the Calumet by itself. Because
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
because if I want to go get a 2019 GTS, it's going to cost me $700. But I
Yeah.
could go get a Calumet 18 for 500, and it like it kind of
Or
measures
less,
up,
or less,
Yeah.
or less, or less. It kind of measures up. So
I remember when we talked, you're like, "Oh, we just recorded it," and I was like, "Yeah, so do we." And you were like, "Yeah." You're like, "What'd you think of it?" And I could tell by your
Good looking
response.
bottle,
You're like,
Zach.
"Yeah." And I was like,
Yeah.
Once you said you did that and you compared it, I was like, "Ooh," it just on its own, it's amazing.
I know. I watch a
Ooh.
video and I text Randy and I'm like, oh no, he compared it to
Have
19
you
GTS.
seen
That's
oh
oh
on the
no.
barrel, Josh? Have you seen on the barrel?
Oh, dude, did you watch the on the barrel video?
Great video.
of the 18,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Calumet 18.
Calumet
Oh
18.
my god.
Oh
dude.
my god.
He's like, somebody
Caleb.
comment, please help. Please
Yeah.
help. Dude, I was dying because he was
I
expecting her to be
died.
blown
On the
away.
Barrel. Great channel. Go subscribe to
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah, guys. On the barrel, seriously amazing
Love
channel.
on the barrel.
Dude,
They have encapsulated the perfect amount of comedy and
Yes.
dry
Mhm.
humor. Yeah. But
Yes.
he anticipated her being blown away and justifying the cost, and when she wasn't, he just spiraled quickly. He's like,
Kinda.
"Oh." He's like, "Let me tell you
eyes-
what I love about it." She's like, "Oh, you already talked a lot about it." He's like, "No, I don't think I have." She's like, "Oh, you did share your opinion." He's like, "Oh, God."
His eyes at the camera was like, help me. Help me. So good.
Dude, those guys, first off, they're great.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
you guys are great. They're
Oh.
great. Like, anybody watching this, by the way, real quick, I'm totally sidebarring just because it's top of mind. But like, I think there's this thing in the Whiskey Tube viewer space. At least I know I'm guilty of it, where I will see, like, sometimes the algorithm will recommend a new channel for me to watch. Like, it's like, hey, look at this video, and I'll be like, well, I don't know them. Why should I watch them? And then I don't go and watch their stuff, And for like you guys, for On the Barrel, there are some channels that are coming up that have started. Just because you guys started more recently doesn't mean you guys should be penalized or not given credit for being good channels that have good insights that can teach people a lot of things, And On the Barrel's like that. You guys are like that. And I'm sure there's channels out there that I haven't even seen that are like that. So
For sure.
don't just gloss over a channel because of subscriber count or view count or anything like that stuff. None of that stuff even matters. Like, the reason Aaron and I have the subscribers we have is because we've been doing it for 4 years, And like, you got Bruzel's been doing it for less than half the time that we have, and he's got 20 times the subscribers we do. So if you like bourbon hunting, watch Bruzel. If you like a couple dynamic, watch me and Aaron. If you like the boys hanging out but also being nerdy, watch
Very
these
nerdy.
guys. Like, subscribe to
nerdy.
these guys. If you like the couples comedy dynamic, On the Barrel's fantastic. Like, there's so many channels out there, and
Yeah.
we're all in this together. I'm gonna get a little sappy and emotional real quick, but like we are all in this together, and the more that we bolster this community, the better off the community is for it. So
Yes.
don't find your place, find your home, find your cheers. You know,
Yep.
I've talked about this on Patreon, but like find your cheers. The old show Cheers back in the 80s and 90s, like where you go and everybody knows your name. Find that and pour yourself into that. And you're going to enjoy this hobby, in my opinion, so much more than if you're only thinking about putting bottles on your shelf. If you pour yourself into this hobby and you pour yourself in this community and you get plugged in and you start sharing samples and you start chopping it up and chit chatting with other people and you find your home, dude, there's nothing better than that.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
nothing better than that.
There's even a
don't
Blue
even-
Run community out there for you.
Oh yeah, there's one. Yeah,
Here is-
Yeah.
here is-
they
here
call
is
it
the
flock
thing.
of butterflies.
Yeah, we
Oh, no,
had to
it's
start
good.
this channel to justify so that Randy, me, and Norm could justify all of our spending.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
And we brought Zach along.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
so smart. We're
Like-
like, yeah, Zach, let's get Zach.
Let's tank his budget too.
I
Yeah.
love Justin. I love Justin, but Randy and Norm spending is stupid. Don't ever do it. I mean,
Yeah, it's
if you look at me and Norm, that's what you shouldn't do in life.
yeah.
Justin
My
is
wife's
like
not
the
on here.
perfect
Yeah, definitely
blend.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, my collection library, I like to call it because it's all open, is behind me, and that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah,
Like,
that's all I
I've
got right
reduced
there.
down-
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
sure.
sure. Norm. Sure, Norm.
Don't look behind the
That's
curtain.
Yeah.
I wish I could pop the wizard. Don't
Pay
look
no
behind the
attention
curtain.
to the bottles behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Literal curtain is the funny
Yeah.
part of it.
Justin has been in my basement and tried to use me as an example to make his wife less mad at him.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. It was awesome.
There's more.
I
She
could've
was
had-
like, "Oh, that's all," and I'm
whole
like, "No,
floor of
he
my
has a
house,
bunker,"
thank you.
and she's like, "Oh."
Oh.
She's like, oh, you have a bunker? I was like, well, which one?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
tell her that. I didn't go that
But-
far.
All right, so I do want to say this, like, you guys listen to Josh and now you understand. If you haven't been on his channel, you literally understand now why he had to be the first guest. Like the way he talks about this, the way he talks about community. We're just, I mean, yes, we're on his Patreon. We've been friends with him a long time, but he did not have to do this. He did not have to come on and help us or do anything. And because he does believe in this community and what he said, that's why he's here. And that's honestly why he's special to me personally as a friend and a brother, and to everybody else. He's literally, him and Aaron are one of a kind. So it's
True,
special.
brother. Thank
Absolutely.
You. Love you.
Cheers. I would
Yeah,
just
guys.
cheers you, but I'm empty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching Norm
I'm-
just polish them.
yeah.
happened?
Polish his bottles off.
Yeah, Josh, just stop talking about what
Like,
cars and like
what is-
stereos and like just
Oh,
Hey, that's
yeah,
why
there you
it's
go.
streamlined.
That's why it's stuff and whiskey. It's
Yeah.
all, you're gonna get it
Yeah.
all. You're gonna get it
Yeah.
all.
I think that was the best thing was when I tied in with Josh and he was, I mean, he's stuff and whiskey and I'm the doer of stuff. And he's like, dude, he's like, I love that. It was just like instant, like bond.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
met some of
Yeah.
these other idiots on there and it's like, oh crap. I'm in trouble. Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, fancy.
Ooh, I know that label.
I'm
You're
having
pouring
deja
something
vu.
else?
I'm having deja vu of Zach.
Jesus.
the
Zach
other
can keep it going all night.
night. We
Actually.
all did. How many pours did we do? 5 or 6 on our recording on Wednesday.
Oh,
And like
six.
we're
No, five,
just-
five,
It was,
five.
that was,
yeah,
it was
5.
five.
And
It was five.
we're done. We're talking, and Norm is literally falling asleep because he's on Scotland time.
Yeah.
And Zach, we're just talking, and Zach is pouring more and more and more. And
What?
the next
I
day,
had
he's like,
one.
it was like,
I had
it was
one.
no,
Yeah.
no. It was like midnight. He's like, yeah, might have went too far on that one.
Can you blame me? I mean,
Yeah, that was
Which
that was
one's that?
our,
Which one's
our
that?
1 month anniversary bottle.
Corey Brecken.
Yeah,
Okay. I was gonna say, you know, you and Norm, I don't know how you feel about this. I know you guys are on the Calumet 18 Bourbon of the Year train or Whiskey of the Year train is what you guys said specifically. Want to be clear. Want to be clear about what you guys said. For me, I would need to taste it next to Jack Daniel's 12 Batch 3 because to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I like Jack Daniel's 12 Batch 3, I think, better. And I also like that Ardbeg Eureka better than.
Do you like
Calumet
it? You
18.
opened it. Good.
Dude, it is so keep in mind, I'm an Ardbeg guy.
Yeah.
I'm,
Oh, I
an
know.
I'm an Ardbeg and I'm a Lagavulin guy. That Eureka is so good and different too, because it's like there's
Yep.
there's almost like a creaminess to it, like almost like
Man.
like the way the malt comes through on it is like
Yeah.
extra malt. But boy, is it
So-
so good.
Josh, we did Scotland, right? But we ended on the Isla Festival Ardbeg Day.
Mhm.
So it was wild. But
Mayhem.
I didn't pick up their festival release because it's going to release over here. I'll just get it over here instead of trying to I brought 26 bottles home. I had to buy another suitcase there. That was a fun conversation with the wife. She's like, you got to buy another suitcase? Yeah, I got to buy another one. So they had a distillery only. It was called the Homecoming, and it's finished in rum barrels. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
You wait, it's coming your way. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
So,
trying to find my Stag Batch 24.
dude, all we hear is just crap clanking in the background.
I think Justin's getting some of this.
I was trying to
more
find
whiskey.
24B Stag just because, but I can't find it.
24B, huh?
Let me see if I.
Oh, it's not
Hey,
as good
Aaron.
as these. I just was curious.
Aaron!
Oh wait, hold on.
You're gonna be on a delay
Oh, I'm on a delay.
because she's watching.
I'm
Yeah.
on a
Oh, all
delay.
right.
Okay.
She came in here. She's like, "Have I tried that Eureka? Where is it?"
Terry, it's not floor whiskey. It's technically on a shelf. I just
Yeah.
have so many things.
It's a
What's all the
floor-
clanging?
A floor-mounted shelf.
Yeah.
Randy
Yeah.
just
All right.
sent so many samples.
It's
I
an
gotta get
incredibly
to.
large shelf. Lots of
Technically,
layering.
technically, when you think about it, the floor itself is a shelf.
Is a
It's
shelf.
just-
Mean.
Yeah.
It's a floor shelf,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah.
above that. It's built into this thing behind me with this wine fridge that my wife uses, and I don't. I don't use the wine fridge.
All right. So we are set for the raffle. We have 109 entries, which is absolutely amazing.
Awesome! Thank you, everybody.
Wow,
That's
that's
awesome.
amazing, guys.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
look, it's not even my chance. Thank you guys for supporting these guys because I know these guys and they're putting in work to bring content to you guys. And look, let's not pretend like this is fun, right?
Yes.
But it does take time out of our life. We all got wives, kids, families, whatever. We all have things going on in our lives. Thank you guys for supporting these guys and showing up. And also, somebody's about to get a freaking awesome flight. So
Yeah, this is a killer
Yeah,
flight.
for sure.
And if you subscribe to us and you don't subscribe to Josh, you gotta do
Yes.
that too.
You
Because-
need to.
don't
Yes.
Absolutely.
don't subscribe to us. No, don't do
Yes,
that.
definitely.
Don't-
definitely
yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, he's trying to hit 6 million subscribers this
Yeah.
year, and he's almost there. So let's go ahead and
All right. So I am going to share the random.org because it's going to be. All right. Here we
Ooh,
go.
fancy.
So we have 109 entries. So we're going to generate results. So the first winner is 108. So 108 is. Oh, no shit. So hold on. I'm gonna share it in a second. So the first winner is the person who's been working the hardest tonight. Papa
Steven.
Steve.
Hey.
Stephen Walt won the first one. So
That's scripted.
109 hold on. I'm gonna share this just so everybody sees it. So there's no like, oh, I call whatever. We'll do that. So we're gonna go share. And I just want everybody to see it because we gotta be
It's not like it's our first live stream or anything. It's fine.
right. Listen, dude, we'll
Water
figure
party.
this all out, guys. I don't know what to tell you. So share. There you go. 108, Papa Steve. There you go. You all see it.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, 108 right here. Papa Steve. All right. Next one.
Nice.
So first of all, I have to say this because, dude, Steven has literally been, if you've seen me, I've been texting on my phone and stuff, like dealing with all this stuff. And I don't know if he actually got to watch the stream. He's just been going crazy and the chat wasn't working. So, it's been amazing. So I appreciate it. All right. So back to this. All right. So next one, the winner is 48. Let's go back. Stop sharing. 48. Wow, this is very cumbersome. This one. Listen, we're new. 30. We just hit over 30 days of releases. So let's go there. So what was the number?
48.
48. So 48. Oh, every time I click on something, it puts us into like a small screen. So 48.
So somebody can't win twice, correct? Right. So
Hey,
we would
No,
roll again.
This is they can choose to do it, but we're going based on this. Matthew Claren, number 48.
Hey,
Right,
Claire.
nice.
There we
Matthew.
Hey.
go.
And I know Steven put it in there. Email us at info@getspiritedreviews.com with your address. I will get them off to you ASAP. So I gotta go back. Oh my God, this is so hinky. Every time I have to it minimizes the screen. I gotta go back. Whatever. We're working through it. I've had 7 pours of the same shit as they have. So the next one.
Hey, man, I'll tell you this: we're 4 years into our channel, and we still don't know how to do this stuff. So
Right.
every
So the next one
every
is
single stream
101.
is something new.
101.
Hey,
So
101.
let's go back.
it's Norm. It's rigged.
01.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Smile Turkey himself.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
believe
want
his
more.
name is. I believe his name is
101.
Smoky Turkey now.
Oh, I gotta change that. Yes.
All right. So 101 is I gotta
But
browse
Ricky's
it
got
up.
it.
Is
Oh, it's Chris.
P1.
Ah,
Chris P.
Nice.
What's up, Chris? Shout out Chris
Okay.
P.
So the whole point of this channel is not to, we said this before, we'll say it again. We're not trying to make money. We just want to break even. So I'm adding in a 4th one. So there'll be a
There you
4th
go.
Mild
sample of this.
turkey. Where am I at?
Yeah. So we're gonna go with a 4th randomizer screen. So there'll be a 4th winner of the blind, and the next winner is 64. So 64. Wow, this is a lot of clicking, man, for an IT guy who's been drinking. 64. 64 is Bradley Haston. So Bradley Haston.
All right,
So
Bradley,
4
all right.
winners.
Yeah. Oh, Brad.
go,
Uh,
Brad.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Brad, and everybody else, all the winners. Make sure you email info.
Hey, Randy, you still got that up?
Which one you want, buddy?
The randomizer.
So I'm going to pull that up right now.
Do one more, and whoever wins this one, I'll. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
tell us about it,
Oh, good Lord. He's making me work. All right.
Who-
So
do one more. Whoever wins this one, I have a Stag Junior that I'll send out to him, a full bottle.
all right.
Ooh.
This is
So
our first live.
Full
Let's go.
bottle.
A
Full
full
bottle.
bottle.
Oh,
Now it might be
Lord.
You know-
open
you
and
know it
it might be
matters.
benchmark in there, but no, it'll be unopened.
Wait, does this one contain maple syrup?
Yeah.
No maple syrup.
No maple syrup. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I have a bottle that I'll gladly send out to
So-
a winner here.
the 5th winner is going to win a bottle from Norm, as in Smoky Turkey. Sometimes, whatever. Who else
Mild
knows what other
turkey,
name he'll
smoky
come up
turkey.
with?
The artist formerly
Yeah.
known as Mild Turkey.
Yeah,
Elderly turkey.
and the winner is 102.
Oh,
Oh,
102.
Apropos.
Yeah, 102 is
it's probably Chris P again.
that.
Might
That would
be.
be crazy.
It's in the block.
102. Well, I'm going the wrong way. It's a Mac. Oh, 102 Crispy won again.
it's Chris again.
Hey,
Congratulations,
by the
Chris.
by the way, Chris P, one of the best
Legend.
dudes ever.
He's great. Yeah.
Absolutely legendary. Supports the community so much.
Oh, dude.
Cares about charity so much. A better guy could not have won. Yeah,
And
it's
you
amazing.
talk about like muling and like legends.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about mythology.
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 Woo!
Yeah.
The Dave Copiak.
Really?
We just talked about it on the channel. Watch our
I heard
video.
it. The Thunderhoof, yeah.
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 All right.
It's right over there.
Steven,
It's in that
Awesome.
cabinet.
Steven, I love you. Steven says I will donate mine to someone else. Steven,
Let's do it.
Tell
I
him no
will
so
do
it
it.
doesn't overcomplicate your
I will
your
do
clicking.
another one. I will do another one because Steven needs to get this one. He was getting one no matter what for doing this.
Hey,
All right.
there we go.
All right. So we will go random. Oh, there's got to be a better way for this, I swear.
There's not. There's, I promise you, if there was in 4 years, I would have found it. There's not.
All right. So number
50.
50, because Steven has donated his, and we will go back to number 50. 18 clicks later, I will get back there. I swear I'm an IT.
This is almost like it's like, hey, you're 7 pours of Stag Junior deep,
Oh,
and you're gonna click around
John.
like this.
John, awesome. Well, he's been so
Hey.
helpful lately too. He's
Yeah.
Let's
that's
go.
well deserved, buddy.
Congrats, John.
All right. So again, I'm going to say this one more time. Make sure you send an email to info@getspiritedreviews.com with your address, and I will send you off what you want. All
And I
right.
will too.
Awesome.
And,
Yeah,
and
and normal too.
we'll probably post the winners in the Discord
Yeah.
for our Spirit Reviews Discord. Free to join.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Free to join. Hey, and when we're sober, we will do that because I'm not doing that tonight. Messed up.
You guys aren't sober?
Yeah.
Oh,
We-
it was only like 118 proof. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Not
Josh, I'm
much,
glad
so it's fine.
your twin joined us tonight.
I'll do field sobriety test right now in the hotel lobby. I don't mind.
There you go.
see?
Click on that link. You can join our Discord.
Yeah.
Have fun. Try
Yeah,
not to.
we'll have
try
some
not to ruin it
we'll have
for
some fun
everybody.
giveaways the next live
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks?
So like
2
we
weeks.
just did one. I did like a trivia of like our past videos. I asked specific questions and I gave away like free sample packs. So it's
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, we got some more fun giveaways planned.
Yeah,
So it'll be
so,
a good
man,
time.
Chris P raking it in over here. That's good though. Josh is right though, dude. Like literally one of the
Yep.
nicest, most giving people.
I just sample swap with him.
Yeah.
So he's got some cool stuff coming his way.
Nice.
And also, if you're ever in the same physical location as Chris Prokopiak, just a fun guy to hang out with. Like
Yeah.
the very epitome of this community. You know,
Yep.
you can't
Awesome
beat it.
baseball hat collection.
Yeah, that and also Chris. I don't remember what this is. I'm gonna put. Hopefully, Chris doesn't mind me saying this, but Chris was over hanging out with me and Aaron, and we're like, "Hey, we want some chicken tendies. We need to go up to Rafferty's," and we ordered all their sauces because
Yeah.
like we've never had all their sauces, so we're like, "Hey, let's just get all their sauces." So we
Sounds like a
did
great
that.
idea.
Yeah, it was a fantastic time.
Apple butter.
It was great.
Yeah. You're like, did you do that after a stag flight? You're like, let's get them all.
I don't remember what we did it
Questionable
after or
decisions.
before. There was some questionable wisdom involved. It was
Yeah.
we're hey, you're in town. Come on over. Let's
Yeah.
hang out. Let's do this thing. And then we'll do this. And then we're probably going to drink a bunch of other stuff after that. So I think that's how the night went. Chris can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it was, we're going to have a few things. Let's get some Rafferty's chicken tendies with all the sauces just for kicks. And then we're going to drink a whole bunch of stuff after that. So
My family tortured me. They got there's it's not Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's Wings, etc. And they like all got it. And they're like, "Oh, you want some?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm tasting tonight." Like, no, I don't want
No.
like I can't do that. I'm
Mm-mm.
just sitting here. I'm like eating my like plain sandwich. I'm like, like pure torture. So, Josh, I have to ask you a question since we're doing this in the Calumet 18. Did you smell the empty glass of Cal 18? Because I know I learned that from Josh. Let me just say
Yep.
that before I answer the question. If you ever do a pour, leave it sit empty for like 15 minutes ish, and then
Mm.
smell the glass.
Mhm.
It's an amazing experience.
it is one of it. I don't, sometimes I talk to people and I'm like, man, I like nosing whiskey as much as I like tasting whiskey. And they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But I'm like, hang on a minute. Think about drink the whole glass, let it sit for a while, let it dry up in the glass, and then smell it. And if
Mhm.
you're telling me that experience isn't as good as drinking it, we're on two different pages. So I'm trying to remember if I did that with Cal 18 because that night that we okay, this is so that bottle was Justin Williams' bottle, and he came over with that, and we compared it to George C. Stagg, and then we recorded this. I think this is coming out on the channel on this Tuesday. We recorded a Michter's 20-year review, and we compared it to Heaven Hill Watch Hill Proper 20-year batch 2 versus
Can't just talk about it.
versus Nashville Barrel Company 20-year Dickel.
Oh, jeez.
And we had Justin on the screen for that one. And that was
no, Justin feels about it.
It's a fun video.
Yeah.
And then we tasted a bunch of stuff after that. So I don't think I remember smelling an empty glass, but I definitely should have.
So what's Justin's opinion of Cal 18? Is he a big fan?
On recollection, I mean, he was off screen during the video, but on recollection, I do remember him liking it. And like, look, this is the constant struggle with blind tastings because you don't have the full context of the product that you're reviewing.
Yes.
And you can mail it in sometimes. There's plenty of companies that do that. Calumet 18, it's an experience pour from start to finish, from the box to the decanter to the whole thing the whole thing is a whole thing. Yeah. And that's worth something to some people, not to everybody, and that's fine, but it's a special bottle. So I remember him liking it. I remember the crazy thing because when we tasted it, I think we did it a discredit because we tasted it next to 2019 GTS, and George C. Stagg hit the front of the palate with an explosion of fruity, beautiful, whatever, kind of tapered off on the back end, whereas Calumet 18 came in a little softer, and then it just ramped up and had this mega finish, which is impressive to do after you've tasted a George C. Stagg to like one up a George C. Stagg's finish. You're like, hey, George C. Stagg, hold my beer. Yep. I'm about to have a better finish than you, and it's not even close. Like, that's an impressive feat by Calumet 18, plus the presentation and all that. So,
most likely a lower proof to any GTS,
other than 2019, which is why we compared. That's why we compared it to 2019. But so that to me was. And I remember Justin too. It was like Justin's joke is destroyer of corks and king of overpriced whiskey. So, but that one he was like, yeah, I spent a lot of money on this, but I'm happy with it. Like it's a very good bottle of whiskey.
I was kind of with Norm. I went into it with an expectation of like, here we go, overpriced. Oh, it blew my socks off. I have to say this. So you said, Chris literally said exactly what I thought he would say. He's like, I don't remember what we drank. He's like, there was some good stuff involved. That's all I know. And then he said something about, I ended up with all the blue cheese. But then Aaron cracks me up because it's so Aaron. She's like, Randy, she's like, it's just whiskey. Eat whatever you want. It's like, Aaron, I'm a whiskey nerd. I can't do that. I can't. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I want to be that guy. I can't do it.
I had a spicy chicken sandwich with Asheville hot from Tupelo Honey.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little Tupelo.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I'll say this is cool. Chase Simmons in the chat said, learned of the empty glass from Seth Detling. Yes. I always do that now. That makes me so happy that a distillery owner is keyed in on that. I've been to, I don't even know how many distilleries. I'm not going to pretend like it's 100, but like, been to a lot, pretty much all the major distilleries. They never talk about that. That's something I had to find out on my own, and it's one of the best experiences in whiskey. So to know that Detling is doing that, that's amazing.
I want to see Josh and Seth in the same room, just Vulcan mind melding over nerdiness.
Oh my goodness,
that would be some conversation.
We're gonna set it up. We're gonna set it up, Zach.
All right, yeah, because I'll be there.
Oh, you will be there. You will be there. Yes.
I've been in the whiskey journey a long time, and like when Josh told me that, like my mind literally imploded.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he said it, and I was like, I mean, it's just always you drink, you smell, you drink, and then you rinse. And I was like, wait a minute,
No.
you can go back and smell something? I was like,
You, hey, you know how I learned that? You know, we're on a. It's like we're all friends. We're in the trust tree. We're in the nest, right?
Yeah.
Right. I can be honest. You know how I learned that? It was I was doing some blind one night, blind flight. Things got a little out of hand, as they do from time to time. And I went ahead and went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, the way our house is laid out, I'm like, oh, I left those glasses over like downstairs, and I got to
Yeah.
bring them upstairs to the kitchen. And if you leave a glass out overnight, it starts to look pretty gnarly. Like
Yeah.
Looks
there's
pretty
like-
bad.
Yeah, you're like,
Calorie. Yeah.
is it possible that this glass has gone through a nuclear holocaust? I'm not quite sure. And I was like, what do you do when you see something like that? The first thing you think, of course, is I should probably smell that to just see if it's going to kill me or not.
100%.
yeah.
100%.
And I smelled it, and I was like, I literally think angels came down from heaven and lifted me up on their wings. And I was like, what in the world is happening in my nose right now? And since then, I've been obsessed with smelling empty glasses.
Oh,
That is so.
yeah.
James asked,
Smell
he's like,
empty
okay,
glass F. That one smells really good.
It's funny because you say that, but
You
it's like
would,
that's
Norm.
only something a guy would do. Like girls would be like messy, clean it up, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, here's something dirty and gnarly looking. Let me smell that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You would definitely never drink that, right?
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
You would never drink that.
I mean, it's like when you leave pizza, you're like, oh, I forgot to put the pizza away. You're like, you look at it, you're like, yeah, just have one piece, and it's, got, like,
It's probably
sausage
fine.
and, like meat on there, it's
Exactly.
fine. Like, yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it and
All
I was
right.
like, I don't know. How do you think it would
Em-
taste the next day?
empty glass.
Pretty good.
E's got the worst nose. F is the best. D though.
Get out of here.
You're still wrong, Mom. You're still wrong. You know what's crazy is I poured Calumet 18 after we just did this. It smells very nutty compared, but the palate is fine.
Oh, you're coming off a
Like-
very.
No, I just mean
fruitful-
like what's crazy is like it makes
Yeah.
Calumet 18 smell very nutty. Like I would have off the nose, I would have been like, this is Beam.
Yeah.
It smells like Beam.
So,
No.
so do you? I don't want to keep you guys too long, but
No,
like I'm
dude.
I'm honestly curious.
here.
Like, do you?
Nah,
so
let's just hang it out.
we have a pre-recording. I have. Let me be clear. Erin does whatever she wants, but I have a pre-recording regimen that I go through. What I eat matters.
Yes.
Mm.
What I drink matters. How long ago it like I like to have a certain amount of space between the time I taste ate things and taste. It's a whole thing, right? I'm a
Mhm.
whiskey nerd. Do you guys have a specific pre-recording ritual? So I'll be honest. For me, I want an hour, ideally an hour between the time I'm tasting things and drinking things. For food wise, no more than 2 hours because then it's gonna be a problem on the consumption standpoint. I need the food to soak up some stuff. So like
Yeah.
1 to 2 hours, ideally 1 hour is ideal. And I usually taste something like Buffalo Trace, Four Roses Small Batch, Russell's 10, some like Blade and Bow, like a kind of a standard shelfer product that I can get my hands on pretty much any time, and I know exactly what it tastes like. And I taste it after I've eaten, before I start recording or before I hop on the live stream. And if that tastes exactly like how I know it tastes, I know I'm good. And if
Yeah.
I drink Buffalo Trace, I'm like, man, this is tasting kind of like a little bit prickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, either I need to not record, or if we have to record, I've got to go into it knowing that my palate is
Is not
is-
100%.
right, and it skews towards prickly, you know.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys? Do you guys have a methodology to that, or
I
do
just
you
take a
think that
swig
far
out of
in, or-
this.
Yeah. Norm literally took a chug
Before,
before hot time.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
literally take a swig out of small batch select every time.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Yeah.
Josh, I'm totally like you. I have a routine. It's literally every day we record, I eat a huge meal, very bland, lots of bread, lots of carbs. I will always work out before we record because there's a key to that. I get pre-workout, which gets my craziness.
Hype.
I get energy, hyped.
Yeah.
I will always like before an hour before, I always do like my electrolyte. I'll do like a protein and I'll do my protein shake electrolyte, and then I'm with you. I'm nothing, cleanse palate. I'm like super nerdy about it. Brush my teeth, clean everything out, and then I always do early.
Oh,
time
you brush your teeth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aaron does that fairly. I can't do that because it jacks
Yeah.
my palate, but Aaron does
Yeah.
that a lot.
I
Yeah.
do it literally. I do my pre-workout. I do my protein shake, my thing. I brush my thing, and then I give it an hour. Like I have to be. And
I brush my
with that
thing
hour,
too, but it's typically first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't typically do it later in the
yeah.
day.
Well, Norm will show up on the stream like 3 minutes before we start, and he's like, "I'm here, bitches. What's up?" And I've been working for an hour trying to get everything set up.
Be like, let's
He
hurry
basically
up. Let's
shows
get
up
through
at the
these
end
pores
just to
so I
hop
can.
on, and he's like, "Here we go."
Let's
sending
get
me
through these
pictures of
pores so I
steak.
go to bed.
Dude,
No.
he's sending me pictures of steak and shit he's eating at the moment, and I'm like, dude, I've been troubleshooting this shit for an hour. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Let's get Yeah, let's get through these 8 pores so I can go drive and pick up my daughter. It's fine.
That's not.
Hold on.
You
I'm
just
gonna go
There's-
pick up my daughter, and then I'm gonna go get ice cream, and then I'm gonna send you guys pictures.
That happened one time.
It happened.
Oh, but there was no drinking
No.
and driving, guys. We were good.
No. Yes.
No, I'm with Randy on like I try to eat Randy saw I eat like ham and cheese. Like
Dude, he
literally
even
just
he
ham
even
and
put
cheese.
mayo on his shit. I'm
No,
like,
I don't do
not even-
anything before
What
I'm
is
gonna
tomato
taste or
sauce?
review anything. It's the blandest thing ever.
it explains his palate, honestly, if you think about
Exactly. I'm like it's far superior to everybody here, obviously.
it. For the 3 things he likes.
Hey, did I not call out basically 2020 GTS with
But it
Josh?
wasn't
I did.
2020.
we were locked in.
I mean, it was better
Hey,
than 2020
congratulations.
GTS, technically.
we were locked in.
Hey,
we were
you know
locked
what's
in.
really good with
Locked
that?
in.
You know what's really good with being close? Horseshoes or hand grenades.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
But the thing is what
if
we
it was a
picked
grenade,
was
you won.
what we said was better than 2020 GTS, technically.
Oh.
So
Josh,
agree.
Josh
Technically.
your wife's wild. She says, "Has anyone ever brushed their teeth and then drank coffee almost immediately after? It tastes like Christmas."
Wow. Okay.
This is
Well,
this
I
is,
know what I'm doing
you know,
tomorrow morning.
Every palate's different.
Yeah.
Dude,
Every palate's different.
I
Yeah.
love there's something about Josh has a very sophisticated palate. Like I'm more like we all know I'm Candy Randy. You know, everything is related to food or a memory. But like Aaron throws out some stuff and I'm like, huh? And then I try it. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's there. I like it's like the wildest thing. I love doing that. It's like the playback. It's like, oh yeah, oh no, that's there. It checks out. In the words of Norm, that checks out.
It checks out.
It checks out.
And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like
no,
there's a lot of so our dynamic is I always want to let Aaron talk first, and we've started doing uncut videos, so it's a little different. But I always want to let her talk first if she has something to say. And there are times where I'm locked in on a profile, and then she just comes out with something crazy, and I'm like, you know what? You're dead right. That does taste like candle wax, and I can't taste anything else because that's what you said. And I never would have picked that up on my own, but you put that in my head now, and that's where we're at. So, and there's something to that, and there's nothing wrong with that too. You know, we all taste whiskey in our own ways, and that's part of the fun of the hobby. You know, there's no right or wrong. That's why it's so fun, because you can just have fun and be silly and have fun and taste whatever you taste, and that's the beauty of it.
just so you guys know, Peerless Toasted Rice still holds up even after all that stuff.
Is that batch 1? That's the best batch.
That was a crazy one. So Josh, I'm telling you, like I told Josh, like we
Oh
tried
my god,
Yeah.
it's
Fearless
so good.
after what did we do? We did Wild Turkey 8 and the Dusty Turkey.
Yeah,
Calumet 8, and then we did Peerless, and literally going into it, we're like, oh,
Calumet
we gotta do
18, and then we
Peerless
went
video.
into Peerless.
Paris is dead.
We literally was like, poor Peerless, man. They gotta follow Calumet 18, and we tasted it and we're like, holy crap. What?
It is one of the most balanced pours I've had in a long time.
I think it's the best product Peerless has put out.
Agreed. Well,
I
any finished
agree.
rye.
I mean, the
any
double oak
finished
rye
rye,
is
I mean,
awesome, but I think this beats it. I think this beats the double oak rye.
I think these are two different drinkers. That double oak
That-
rye is
Yeah,
is a
it's just
different animal.
darker, leathery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It-
didn't
pure-
like toasted
First off,
bourbons or ryes.
Yeah.
Peerless.
Yeah.
Number one, I understand people are
Joe.
sleeping on Peerless. I get that.
I love you. Sorry. Joe's comment is spot on. Tastes like Hidden Ball.
Hidden
Yeah.
barn. Oh,
That's good,
Okay.
Oh, Joe.
dude. If you this, like, I used to never be able to smell things out of bottles, much less sample jars, and I'm smelling this toasted rye right now from Peerless. Peerless rye is incredible. Their bourbon's good. Their rye is incredibly
their
slept
rye is
on,
where it's at.
period.
Oh my
Yep.
God, it's so
We
good.
had, Josh, we had this talk. Like, I mean, finished ryes is if you want to try, if you want to have like, if you're like, oh, I want to try something finished, always go rye. It's
Yeah.
it's just usually
100%.
It's
Yes.
a better, it's a better
Oh.
profile. And Norm, you had that with the Peerless Double Oak Rye. I sent you, and you're like, nah, I don't like it. And I was like, what? I was like
Yeah,
heartbroken. And then you
I was-
revisited it like 3 weeks later. You're like, I take that back. It's
I take it back. Yeah,
yeah.
and
You know
that's the thing.
what-
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
don't first pass, right? You know, like really, it was a lot. It was like dark
It's a lot of
soy
flavor.
sauce. Like it was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then I went back to it after a little bit of time, and I was like, oh, actually, this is pretty good. I had to eat my words, but that's the thing with whiskey.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? It's like value wise,
Mm.
I think this toasted
You
rye
know,
would
Josh
be
is
up
dying
there.
to try it right now.
I
He just keeps
know.
smelling it. Josh, try it. I'll send you some more for a video. Just try it.
I gotta. I'll have to
Yeah.
deliver a glass
I'm
to
gonna have to
Aaron
run
if
to the
that's the
restroom.
case.
Do it. Do it.
You
It's
wanna
worth
have
it.
it
on hand.
It's worth it. I mean, I don't care. I'll even send you it. I've got a backup bottle of it now.
There we go.
Oh,
Um,
I got. I mean,
All right, I'm taking this glass to Aaron and hitting the head on the way back. So
do
yeah,
it.
please do. I think Aaron will love.
be right
it.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm. Well,
Yeah.
she can comment in chat what she thinks.
Yeah.
So this is getting delivered to her. This is my
Hold
glass.
on. For the record, the fact that Aaron's still up with us is amazing.
She's hanging out. She's in chat.
Dude, I love it.
This is just
I'll be
fun.
right-
We're just having
be right
fun.
back.
There's no, you know,
Oh,
there's nothing
Alright.
going
I
on.
don't know
We're
where I
just
put
having fun,
mine.
hanging out.
dude, I'm at 8 pours. Justin's at I don't know what. Justin.
Sucker,
mean,
it's right here on the floor.
I, to be honest, I poured a lot. I poured a lot of the stags back. To be honest,
I'm gonna.
I'm
Oh my
actually-
god,
I'm not
my
bad.
sample bottle's so low. I have just a little bit left, and then I'm gonna go in my bottle.
I'm going in the bottle. I like.
This is
What am I gonna
this
do
is
with this?
triggering me that these aren't put back, so I have to put those back.
Dude,
here we go,
seriously,
Justin.
Randy, thank you for all of that because I've never tasted anything outside of batch 12 and 15, and that's due to Joe. And thank you
you
for
guys-
being here, Joe, and
I'm
hanging out.
surprised you didn't miss a hint because I've been talking about like, oh, which ones did you guys try? And like we were like bullshitting about stuff just to see who tried what.
Terry, I'm gonna drop off a
think
sample of this
Stephen-
Peerless Toasted to you too.
Stephen
with the
and
Coyote 18.
John R were the only ones that knew what you guys were drinking.
Yeah, dude, the Peerless Double Oak Rye is on a level. This is, I feel like the Toasted Rye is on the same level. They're just different profiles.
Let's see if I can do this.
Well, yeah, I mean it. So the Peerless Double Oak Rye is like a flavor bomb, where the toasted
Yeah.
is this beautiful, like
It's
like
so
like watching-
balanced. It's just balanced.
What would be a good example? It'd be like
I don't know.
watching a symphony versus watching a like a
Aaron,
rock.
it's 109.4 is the proof.
yeah,
Yeah.
like compared to what you came
109.4.
off of, Aaron, this is going to be way lower. Unless you're doing the guy's math, which is like 118.
Oh, man, this tastes like 130.
That was so
Bourbon
hard. That was one of the hardest things ever to like when you guys were saying stuff. I wanted to be like the 13-year-old kid, like laughing and giggling, like you guys are idiots. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Thank God I've done enough blinds with Bill and James. I was lasered in.
Yeah, this is a different animal based off what we're coming off of.
I don't have
for sure.
Dude.
to try with you guys.
Oh my goodness. This is the first
Oh.
actual nosing I've had of this toasted rye from Peerless. This smells like a pastry.
Aaron said it feels like water compared. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of that.
but the nose.
Yeah, when we are taking a 20 proof point dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going here
Yeah.
next.
A real 20 proof drive, not the
Swag.
gas you guys had.
Yeah.
Steven just texted me. He's like, how long can this keep going? I'm like, forever, for the record.
Yeah.
Be
Like,
Like,
surprised.
we could
You'd
do
be
this for a long
surprised.
time. You'd be very surprised.
Man.
You guys can all
All
sign
right.
off. We're just going to keep doing this.
Aaron,
It's
go
just a-
back
it's
in
just a
for a
hangout.
second sip.
Yeah, you
Second
guys,
sip
Aaron,
on
this is
that.
going to be a 3 or 4 sipper to get actually the
Yeah,
flavor. Yeah, Josh, I will send you another bottle for an actual review.
Man.
Dude. Oh,
That profile is crazy.
mhm.
It's so good.
It's like fluffy. It's like a
Yeah,
fluffy
yeah.
rye.
Yeah.
It's like if they can make cotton
Marshmallow.
candy into a rye.
Yeah.
Or
So
no, a rye into a cotton candy, as it were.
that fluffy note, that's something that I say sometimes. Like that
Mm.
100%. I agree with you. Like
Wow.
it is a sensational or not a sensational, but like it's kind of sensational, honestly. It is a sensation that you are not used to in pours, where it just feels like this like spun cotton candy, but it's made out of pastry ingredients instead of like the purple or the blue and the pink stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember when we did this video. We
Mhm.
released this, right? Yeah, we released this. It was
A week ago or so. Yeah.
unanimous across the board. Like I think it was an 8.
Yeah.
And
We all give it an
Price,
8.
Yep.
obviously we consider price a lot in our scores.
Mhm.
Like to hold its own, mouthfeel.
What's that?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh,
As a kiddo
So cute.
popping in, say hey.
I love it. Yeah, but this is, I mean, from the nose to the palate, this thing just rings.
Man, that finishes. The
I-
finish sticks around.
Right.
I-
It's like
for-
it leaves and then it comes back and says hello.
Mhm.
Like, hello, friend.
It's like for me, it's like it's not going to be in contention for whiskey of the year, I
No.
don't think. But like value wise, compared to like what you get, it should be in that category.
If you
Does that make
consider
if
everything,
that
it's
makes
not-
sense?
It's not the most
Value-wise,
experiential pour.
oh my
but,
gosh,
I mean, at
it's
130
so
bucks for
good.
the experience you get.
It's worth it.
Oh, Josh is getting the head cock going. I mean, I can see like if you were watching a cartoon right now, you would just see like a smoke cloud like going on around his head.
Yeah, the finish is just crazy because like it
Yeah.
hits with like it's almost like I don't know exactly what I'm tasting, but the way my brain interprets it is like there's like dark purple fruit,
Mm.
which to me kind of hits like a prune,
Yeah.
and then there's like this toasted oak, obviously, and then
Yeah.
there's like it almost brings in like a little bit of like a double oak marshmallowiness as well, like a
Yeah.
roasted marshmallow.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting pour.
This is a s'mores
That's-
in a glass for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
interesting what
s'mores
you
in
said
a glass.
about the purple note. Like, I
Yeah.
get that. Like, I kind of fully understand that.
So you said,
But yeah,
prune. Have you guys had dates?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
this is-
prunes and
I
dates. Yeah.
get, yeah. So like prune is
More
more like
dates,
that.
yeah.
It's more dates for me, like super rich, sweet.
Did you try Catalea, Randy?
Did I try it?
Yeah, you bought a bottle, right?
I bought a bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
is it on the channel's docket? I mean, otherwise, no. No, I
It-
did.
It should be.
Yeah, it should. No, it
So
should be.
okay, all right. So on the channel's docket brings up a whole different conversation.
Oh, dude.
All right,
Oh, we get to
so
drink.
you can't. We're gonna drink stuff too, but like you can't be on a channel with another channel and not talk about channel stuff. And I
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
maybe some people like this, maybe some people don't. I don't care, whatever. It's interesting to me. So Aaron and I live in the same house, happen to be married to her. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome, not gonna
So
lie.
weird.
But you know,
Wait,
like
which
it's-
part is being awesome? Living in the same house or being married to her?
Both.
Just to be clear.
to
Both.
both, yeah.
Okay,
Both-
good
both
answer,
awesome.
good
Yeah.
answer.
Good
Both
answer.
awesome.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
But
Yeah.
like you guys are like even us coordinating this
Yeah.
for like we're coordinating 4 grown men's schedules who have jobs,
I mean, we were a
lives,
month
families.
like literally a month out when we
Yeah.
said this. We're like, yeah, Maid's done. Let's go into June.
Yeah. So like, how do you? I don't know. It's you guys have like a shared Google Doc. You guys have a shared calendar yet?
We have a
Yes.
calendar.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Some check it, some don't. It's a relative thing.
And you have a.
Yeah.
I put all
know
my
that-
stuff on there.
We know. We
Yeah,
know.
I've heard.
Sorry.
I've heard pretty much like whatever
Norm-
color your bar is.
Norm is the
That's every day
busiest-
of the week.
Like if you
He's
look
the
at like the
busiest
video
beaver,
of
yeah.
he's the most interesting man in the world. Norm is the busiest man in the
Hang on,
world with
hang on.
Yeah.
I don't want to gloss over the fact that Justin just called Norm the busiest beaver.
Yeah, 100%. Hey guys, I'm going to Scotland for like
Literally,
10 days.
yeah.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
He's like-
If we do a barrel pick, we got to call it the busiest beaver pick.
No, so we're gonna go into channel stuff because it's just hysterical. So we're like, me and Justin are like, let's record every day, and like Norm is like, I have like 3 hours a week for you guys. And Zach is like, Zach has no kids. Him and Tavy are living the life, and he's like, yeah, I can do like 4 hours a week.
We're tinking it
We
up.
released our first week of videos, and Justin will attest to this. The first comments were Norm and Zach were like, we need to release more videos. And I was like, oh, you guys are literally the reason why we don't have more videos.
I know, and I have a 3 and 5-year-old. Figure it
Right.
out, guys. Let's
Yeah.
go.
But it was just, I mean, but it's addictive. And you were talking about the channel stuff, and like
Mhm.
it's like you start doing stuff and you're like, hey, when can we squeeze in this? When can we squeeze in that? And it's like, I mean, like we're gonna start releasing World Spirits Wednesday, which is everything but.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like,
go.
you know, I mean, like it that to me, like we wanted to be more than just, I mean, there's a million whiskey channels and stuff, but like we wanted to be something more. But like God, I mean, it's there's so much that goes into this and the channel stuff and figuring out schedules and everything else, but getting to hang out with your boys does not
Yeah.
feel like work
Right.
Right.
until
Yeah.
until the next day. And then
Yeah.
you wake up and you're like, oof. Oof.
I put in a
The morning
shift,
texts are coming. How you feeling today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put
The
in
next
I put in
text
a
is always-
shift yesterday.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was even like, I mean, I was talking to you yesterday, Josh, and you were telling me about your whole schedule, and I was like, you're like, if it's really bad, I'm just taking off. And it was like, and you text me, you're like, it was a great day. I'm like, oh, thank God. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like prepared to like type
Dude.
the text, like pushing schedule back.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting,
Dude.
Josh, is you are married to Aaron. You live together. Y'all do the channel together. Like us four, like the coordination is nuts, and we have a weekly call outside of this, like behind the scenes stuff, like a weekly call. All right, this is boom boom responsibilities. We all kind of know our lane, and then we make sure that we stay in it, right? So
Yeah.
and then this is schedule, man. But I think we got it down pretty good with
Yeah.
the batch recording, and we understand our limits. Like 3 videos is probably where we need to be, you
Yeah.
know, like recording wise. We really want to get out that world whiskey, but consistently on the world whiskey, because I think there's a big gap, especially with guys in our journeys. Like Justin, he's not even on the journey yet of Scotch. Really,
Yeah.
he's had a couple.
Mhm.
Right, it's going to be
Mhm.
great to take him through that journey. Right,
I think that's going to be fun to show
Yes.
everybody what the videos are going to I think are going to be fun to do for Scotch anyway, and then as a second part of that, it's like my journey from bourbon and rye to Scotch. I think is going to be fun to document. 1 for me to look back on, and 2 for everybody else to like
Mhm.
experience with me that is coming from that bourbon and rye, especially
Yeah.
from anybody that's been in the drums and drams,
Yeah.
which is what I came from with Cam, and he helped train my palate and all that stuff. So it's a little bit different from that perspective, but you know, that whole thing is I think is going to be fun, and it's going to be a way for people that haven't experienced Scotch to connect and see
Yeah.
it, and it's going to be
Yeah.
fun.
And we
Regardless,
say
I think
Scotch,
we're going to
but I
make
mean,
it fun
Take it
too.
a step further. Like,
Scotch,
It's going to be other
Irish,
spirits outside of
tequila,
Scotch too. Like,
rum. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Chris
for
Jay's
sure.
probably in there. I mean, we got some roaming road spirits coming. I mean, it's
yeah, shout out Chris J.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Chris J. I mean, it
Bill
is
Bear.
like Norm. We just had this talk on what was it, Friday? Like I mean, you started me
Yeah.
in my journey of Scotch, and I called you and I was like, hey, I got a buddy. He's asking like, hey, I'm a bourbon guy. What should I do? And I literally repeated everything you told me. back
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
day.
funny. I was
Yeah,
saying this.
no,
I was
that's
saying this
what's up.
stuff to Randy. He was like, "That's what I said." I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right," you know.
Yeah.
I want those light bulb moments, right, where Justin's going to drink like a peated whiskey and actually enjoy it. Will be really, really incredible. You know, or
Yeah.
Mhm.
did.
or whatever, or me drinking, I don't know, rum. Or I mean, I like rum. It's fine, tequila, but it'll be
Tequila.
interesting to go down this
Norm, let's
rabbit
be honest,
hole.
you like it all. It's a
Yeah, it's,
so am
yeah. Just wait for the vodka reviews, guys.
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna hit them all. Absolute
Vodka is
vanilla,
like the
absolute
They're coming.
citron, absolute.
Vodka,
Very
vodka
clear.
is like, eh.
Dude,
Here's
it's
the
an untapped
thing.
market, like on
Yeah,
the channel.
no, there will
It's
be
fine.
no
It's
vodka
untapped for a
reviews
reason.
on our
Yeah.
channel.
Vodka reviews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it tastes
Could
like,
you imagine?
So,
yeah.
so,
Oh,
so
God.
Terry
You're so
in the
funny.
chat says, Terry said, Pete is what has deterred me from Scotch. I
Oh,
hear
it's such
you,
a small part of.
dude.
of
Well,
is.
it's okay, Norm. It's a small but large.
it's the
of
most.
Scotch.
Yeah,
But-
it's
but it's not
small but
focused
large.
on
I
that.
agree.
Yeah,
But
Okay,
you don't
but
have
here-
to like
here's the
Pete
thing.
to like Scotch. They're different.
That's true. What Zach said is 100% true. But also within the context of peated Scotch, there's like 5 or 6 different flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
Scotch. There's
Yeah.
there. So Norm, I asked Norm this. I said, "Hey man, if you can pick one peated Scotch profile, what is your favorite?" And if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, Norm, you said Lafroig.
It's
Yeah,
Lafroy.
there's-
Absolutely.
There's a whole selection
Yep.
up here because of
To-
Norm. You can see the white
Yeah.
labels.
To
It's true.
me, other than Cargus,
Yeah.
look, which Randy can't pronounce, but that's all right because
I-
we still love
dude,
Randy.
Literally cannot pronounce any Scotch shit.
Here
At all.
he
I think it's 2 syllables, but Randy makes it a 5-syllable word.
He does.
It literally says
Cardergerius.
Yes.
There it
Cardergerius.
is.
Yeah.
That's it.
ARRDES. Yes.
Yeah, but Lafroig is at the bottom of my list. At the top of
Yep.
Norm's list, I'm
Yeah.
a Lagavulin and a Ardbeg guy.
Ardbeg.
Ardbeg's-
Ardbeg's
Ardbeg's-
kind of in the middle for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Port Charlotte.
but then like okay, so I haven't even had that because we have a sample of it, and I'm waiting for it
Just-
to pop up in the
just had a call
pool,
today
which
about
is like a
Port Charlotte.
real thorn in my side. But Randy, I had to ask. So I noticed somebody said this earlier in the chat, and I'm trying to find it real quick. So Chase Simmons said, "Just had the Brooklotti 18. Actually, not half bad. The nose scared me. Palate was fun. Brooklotti 18. I don't think I've had, but when we were up at the Evernorth picks." Did you have the Brooklotti 21 or was it the Boonahaven
Norm.
21?
Norm, answer the question.
It's the Boonahaven 21.
Dude, that
Yeah.
Boonahaven
It's so
21
good.
is
It
like
just- it'll blow your mind.
explosion
Yes.
whiskey.
So
And I'm ready to
Oh.
I'm
Norm
ready to
got
do
it.
questionable things for Boonahaven.
Norm got it.
We had to.
There's 2 pours. Yes, we had to. There's 2 pours where Norm got them, and I let Norm be my guinea pig as he lets me be for other things. And he I'm like, we have a thing. It's like, it's just, is it worth it or not? That's
Yep.
all we say. And he's like, yes. And Boona 21 was, he's like, yes, and I'm getting a second one. I was like, and I was like, my
Yeah.
response was, fuck.
It's-
So-
yeah, it was.
I'm
It's
looking at the price, and I'm like,
$400. It's like,
yeah, I mean,
oh my
dude,
gosh.
Boonahaven 21, but and that goes to your point. And to get back to the peated thing, he was saying, if you want to try an amazing Scotch with no peat, go Boonahaven 12
Go
cask strength.
Boonahaven. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Like if
Yeah.
you want to have an amazing Scotch without worrying about peat and dabble in it later with like a Highland Park 12 cask strength or something like that, like
Yep.
Boonahaven 12 cask strength, you can get on the shelf. I don't, what, like 50.
No, it's about 100.
No,
The cast strength.
That's-
Oh, the
it's-
12.
No, yeah,
The
the
12 cast strength
strength.
is less, I think, than that.
12
It's
cast
like
strength.
it's like
Remember, I got
60 or
it for at
70,
Binny's
right?
for like a crazy sale. You were like, "Holy shit,
Yeah,
buy that
you got
now."
the great liquor store.
Okay, but anyway,
Yeah,
like if you want to try an
yeah.
amazing
Randy
scotch,
lives in dreamland for whiskey.
without- listen, there's things I pay, and in my head, I flipped the script, and people are like, "No, you didn't pay that." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure I did. Don't mess with me." Like when they tell me, like, "Hey,
Steven, there's
you-
no way it was like licking a tire. 12's not peated.
yeah, do you have like everybody has to be like,
No.
oh, do you have your inventory on like a list?" And I'm like, no, because then I'll have to deal with reality of what I have.
Yeah,
Like,
reality
Okay,
sets in.
Randy,
Yeah.
Randy, thank you for that. We have so many comments over the last year. Like, let's do a
Yeah.
collection video.
No.
And I'm like, no,
Bro.
No,
I'm not
no,
cataloging it.
no.
I don't
Listen,
want to know. I don't word no. Like
Yeah.
it's better. It's better if we're all in the dark.
Yeah, it's ignorance is bliss. I literally say that all the
Yes.
time. They're like, hey, what? I'm like, ignorance is bliss. Just move on. It's okay.
Ooh,
Oh,
look at him.
hold
Look at
on,
them
Norm. We're going to
shorts.
show all your secrets.
I didn't know it was following me.
Comes up,
Look at them shorts.
which one is that one?
This is the
Great job.
festival release from Bunnahabhain. It's coming to you guys. I sent it out today.
Oh, awesome.
It was.
Is-
Norm,
yeah.
did
so
you say
is-
did you say the
what was that one
Bunnahabhain
I
was
just
your
ordered?
favorite stop on the trip?
Springbank.
Brook
right?
Brook Lottie was,
Brook
Or
Lottie.
was,
That
was
Brook
the
Lottie, that
best.
was right. Brook Lottie.
And
Lottie.
Springbank was a very close second. Man, Brook
Mm.
Lottie was
It's
Man,
I'm telling you guys,
it was
it's
incredible.
It's one of the best distilleries. Them and Kilhoman are just.
Oh, we went to Kilhoman too.
Yeah.
Incredible. I got I'm not
Justin,
getting
that
up
was
again.
the
You
one
don't
you
want to
loved.
see it.
The Kilholman pick.
Oh, I want to see it.
No, the one I had was Glenallachie. You had the Glenallachie
Oh,
Benny's
shit,
pick.
that's right. You had the
Yeah.
That's
Glenallachie.
Oh, forget
Well,
that.
like,
Yeah.
Terry joined me on my journey here soon.
Well,
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
also very good for people that really love heavy sherry finishes.
Yep.
and
Yes.
types of things like that.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
So,
the Glenallachie
so
was the
for
biggest
me, for me so far, from what I have tried, which is limited, and I'm doing that on purpose too because of what we're going to be recording, is I've liked the Aberlour, or however you say it, Norm.
It's Aberlour. Yeah.
I've liked that
Buna.
the sherry finished non-peated stuff so far, but while we were doing the Norm live stream from Scotland, I did have a sip of Randy's Octomore
Highland Park.
15.1, and that thing
the
was
15-1.
Oh, you got the 15 one, yeah.
unbelievable. The thing was crazy was like, for me, is like peated on the nose, and I was like, oh god,
Yeah,
this isn't going
very.
to taste good. And then I tasted it, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, the peat was like in the background compared
Yes.
to
Yeah.
the flavor,
Yep.
which was
Yeah.
not what I expected, because that also, I think Terry said it earlier, is that's what's held me back previously from Scotch, is especially from what my dad has drank is Isla, all Isla based stuff, mainly because I've bought it for him and he likes the smokiness, but he even likes the stupid wee beastie crap that's terrible. That young and peated, I think, is the worst combo. But besides that, it's like,
Amplifies the peat.
Yeah.
yeah, I did get him for his birthday last year. I got him the Port Charlotte 18, and I liked it
Good one.
a little bit. It was the best Isla I had at the time.
That's a really good one.
You know what I mean? But I've not had Bunnahabhain. I've been purposely
Okay.
not drinking Scotch because of what we're going to be recording, and I want that to be like a true reaction. And like, honestly, for all of our recordings, you know, mostly for me and Randy, these guys cheat a lot, but for me and Randy,
Yes, they
for
do.
me and Randy,
All the
we like to
freaking
go into
time.
it completely like blind, as far as like we've not tried it before, and our first pour and reaction is like real for their channel, and it's
Norm's
it's
halfway
fun
through the
that
bottle.
way.
I
But
can't help it. It just happens to
And
just
then
fall
Zach
in my
said, "I'm
glass. I
pulling
mean,
on Norm.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
He's
It's
like, "I'm
fine.
pulling
But
Norm."
for me, that's
I'm dying here.
you know, that's what
I have to say something. So Steven is like, Bunnahabhain 12 is like licking a tire. First of all, Steven, next to
No
Justin, you have the second worst palate ever. So
he
that's
does
not
have the
saying
worst palate. I have the second worst. He is the worst. Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
You guys both, like, no one should listen to either thing you say. And then I mean, first of all, Bunnahabhain is not licking a tire, dude.
No, that's what I
oh,
said. I even
No.
said that, and I don't even
Oh.
like Scotch as of yet.
Even
As
I
of
love
yet,
you. I'm gonna
you know.
surprise you with some shit, and it's gonna blow your mind.
Well,
Oh, you got
the,
the
be-
Bruichladdich.
the best thing of that, yeah. So I also
look at
I
this.
just I can just say when it comes to Bruichladdich, I love
Yeah.
pronouncing it. I love
Yeah.
saying Bruichladdich, and I also love spelling it because when I spell it
Yeah.
out, I think in my head Bruichladdich,
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have to.
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
both of those are enjoyable experiences, and neither of those things have anything to do with drinking the actual whiskey. So you're
No,
already
yeah,
bringing
it's
joy
just
into
fun.
my life just by being
Just
named with their
fun.
name. So
This one though is the classic Lottie, but sherry finished.
Oh.
Yeah.
Steven just
Right out-
Steven
right out
just
North
texted
Valley.
me. Steven just texted me a bunch of middle fingers. And we all know Steven, so that's 100% true.
Yeah, it's
Steven, I
fine.
love you.
Have you
Just
tried
tell
the
him to
Wine
work
Club?
on some
Oh, dude,
AI
I-
version
Try
of that.
at it.
Zach, John R just
Send
got
that
us a
out.
new quintessential. It's not the Wine Club, it's a new one, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Wait, that's not the wine. What is that? Port?
This is the Wine Club.
That's the Wine Club.
Oh, we had
Hey,
that at the bottle
yeah,
share.
I got a
Hey,
Wine
Josh.
Club coming,
Josh, have
but
you
there's
done a
new
pick
release.
at Cedar Ridge?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
we
Yeah,
did
Cedar Ridge
a
is the,
we did
Cedar
a
Ridge-
backyard barbecue.
yeah. Randy
Backyard
Randy
barbecue.
was on it.
Yeah.
Backyard
Okay.
barbecue, baby.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cedar
Christopher
Ridge
and I
does.
were the sticker.
Aw, my daughter
trying
just
to-
texted me. She's
yeah.
watching our stream and she's proud of us.
I'm trying to think like Cedar Ridge. Man, here. Okay. So I got multiple. Sometimes when my brain's doing what it's doing right now, it feels like there are like 5 trains colliding into each other at the same time. But like part of my brain is thinking, Justin is over here talking about like, I don't really like peated all that much. Like I'm just like, oh, just you wait till you
Yeah.
find the one that hits your palate the
Yep.
right way.
Yep.
And if you
It's
think,
a rabbit trail. You're just gonna
Oh, dude.
rabbit holes.
if you
Yeah.
think like, so for me, I value the finish of a whiskey because like the stuff on the shelf doesn't finish, like it doesn't stick around
No.
that long.
Randy, is
But
that
then
your first time?
No.
Oh,
You
okay.
taste something like this stuff, and it's like, okay, it sticks around for a while. You taste a
The
peated
barbecue?
scotch, you will wake up the next morning tasting that whiskey in your
You
mouth,
sure will.
and it's amazing.
You know, we talk
So-
about experience whiskey or like have an experience. You will
Yeah.
with peated scotch because you'll have it through the next day. It's pretty
Oh,
The
yeah.
Wine
incredible.
Club actually has peated malt in it, which is why I call it out from
We-
Cedar Ridge.
I have our
Yeah.
next video because Steven disagrees. He said that he has a bad palate. Justin has a worse palate.
I mean,
We're doing a
it's-
palate challenge because I literally think
Ooh,
it's a
palate
1AB.
challenge.
We're literally splitting
That's good.
hairs, and we're gonna find this out. No, Norm, I remember I had the sample, and that's why I freaked out when you had it. But I found Sven messaged about a store that has it, and John's picking up a couple bottles. So I'm gonna
Oh, really?
I'm gonna replace Ashley's bottle.
wait.
that?
So what are we? How are we going to determine who has a worse palate?
That's called the blind. That's called the blind.
okay.
And it's gonna
You got to
happen.
take like highly rated whiskeys.
Yes,
Have you guys
absolutely.
taste them and rank them?
100%.
and
It
you
will
hate
be
'em.
it will be things as a whole that people find good, and we're gonna see where you guys line up.
It's fine. Just let me.
How
I'll
did they
send
get a
him.
zoom on that, Norm?
Why that happened?
And the shit zoomed on you.
Why did that happen?
Your camera's learning.
You know,
It's fine.
but-
I'll
but
send him
knowing-
Calumet 18, and if he
Kinda
doesn't
like
like
the
it,
effects.
then I win.
well,
Well,
okay.
he won't. He
So
won't.
Steven
He
is
won't like
a enigma wrapped in a whatever that saying is.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
doesn't like oak.
It's too much oak.
normally.
It's too much oak.
Normally, he doesn't like oak, but yet he likes the 9-year copper and cast, which is like crazy oak.
Crazy oak.
And
Crazy.
then he
That
likes
Right.
Russell
Yeah.
15. So
Yeah, I
there's
spent- I
something I
spent a
have
fair
to
bit of
figure out
time.
in there that he likes. But yeah, so that Steven knows. Like
Hmm.
that's my game. Like I send him shit just to try and figure out
Thank
his
you,
palate.
Steven.
Because I
Yeah,
love
it-
Russell's 15.
It's a
Love
crazy
Russell.
thing.
Dude,
To love.
Okay,
You guys,
Justin.
you guys
Justin,
don't understand how similar you are with crazy ass weird palates, dude.
Listen,
this barbecue
it's not
is
my
just-
fault that people can't do weeded whiskey correctly. It's not my fault.
Put more corn in it.
Yeah, put more corn
Less-
in it and take
you
out
know what?
acetone.
But I like the grained glass wheat. It's just too expensive.
Yeah. And dude, this
I
Bizarre
like
Barbecue
actually
is
I do
insane.
like Ben Holiday.
Gosh,
with
I'm
soft
drinking
red
the
wheat,
Bizarre Barbecue.
Brick House. It's good.
Oh,
Oh,
let's go. I think
Oh,
Erin's
yeah.
drinking that out there. She can comment in chat if she is, but
Bizarre barbecue.
Oh
I-
my
I-
goodness.
it's like you just take like candy, like pineapple, candy it, and then char it
Oh.
on the grill
Yep.
with
it
with-
literally, that's the charring on the grill is the last part. It is,
Yeah.
it is literally whatever you can imagine.
the black
charred
bits.
beautifully on a grill. Oh, Have-
Yeah.
Josh,
So-
did I give you that single cast Lefroy? So that
I
one,
don't think so.
Look,
Norman-
Steve, we don't want to get into
Norman-
this battle.
Norman
It's fine.
Nathan like loved that one, but like that was one I had. Like 3 hours later, I was drinking bourbon and I burped, and all I could taste was smoke.
Yes.
It was the weirdest thing. I was like,
Yes.
like holy crap! I literally
Wait,
just-
wait,
sticky.
Randy, I have an idea. Send Steven
no
Booker's
you-
Rye. If he doesn't
have-
like it, he loses.
Well,
But
we-
but in a
hold on,
blind
let
flight
me
of
kick
four
off- Let me
pours.
kick off Zach real quick. 'cause he doesn't
absolutely.
blog on it.
But
Zach loses anyway. It's fine.
Yeah,
in a
Josh, what?
blind flight of 4 pours, so that he
Yes.
doesn't know what he's tasting.
yes. Well,
All right, real quick. Jason was asking about this the classic Lottie sherried finish. Man, so it's man, they got me screwed up over there. It's 50%. What is that?
Got you messed
50.
up.
Yeah,
they're
'cause
all-
they don't-
100 proof.
They don't
100
use
proof.
proof. They don't
Yeah,
use
they're
proof
100%.
over there. So you're like,
You
you got anything high proof? And they're like, what?
Hey, this is easy for you.
my
Norm.
wife
Just
just
double it.
literally
I-
texted me
Just
something.
double it.
Hold on, I gotta tell you something. I'm sorry, my daughter just texted me. It's the best thing ever. It's 17-year-old. She goes, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm actually entertained.
That's-
My
I
drunk
feel
man.
like that's a win. For
I
us.
love you.
That's a win.
It's awesome.
So
Just
it's
the
a
boys,
it's
the
100
boys
proof,
being boys.
and it's like if you had a chunk of pineapple and you pulled it out of like a red
Come on.
wine glass and ate it. Like this is great. I just opened. I wish I'd have sent this
And
to you guys today.
that's the
This
one I
is
can't
great.
get, right? Because I sent you the one bottle and
You can't
said,
get this. No,
Yeah, I
sorry.
hate you.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
All
if
you have to
would've
do is
had
get a plane
27
ticket to
in your
Scotland
suitcase,
and you can get it. But
27 in
No,
your
listen.
suitcase.
There's always a
Man.
way. It's just the amount of money that's the problem.
that's the problem.
That's-
Trust me, it
that's
is
true.
the
I'm
problem.
sure
Wait.
there's a
Hold on, is
Yes.
that a problem? Because I didn't learn that. lesson.
I haven't learned that
Wait,
lesson.
look, it's a problem for a lot of people, but
Hold
maybe not
on.
for some.
I did not learn this
Oh,
lesson.
man.
I need to learn it right now.
Listen, if we want to get into
That's
problems,
great.
I can talk about some old Four Roses, but we don't need to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. Again, Booker's Rye.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
You win. You win, Randy. You win.
The best was it when he tried it. So Josh is a Booker's Rye, like veteran. Norm has had it a bunch of times. Zach doesn't
Yeah.
count because he sucks. But Justin,
I've had it twice.
Yeah. Right. Literally. And
Thanks to
like,
Josh.
Justin was like literally like he went from like he's like this is and you could just see like as it progressed he's like
It
"Shit, this
grows
might
on
be
you.
the best thing I've ever had."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
What's
yeah.
that?
Oh, Josh,
Is
have
that
you
the Spanish?
had
Or yeah.
Oh, the
Spain,
rum.
yeah. Oh,
Josh? Have you
wonderful.
had Washoe Proper 20 batch 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just talked about it.
Yes.
So like that was my second place to that was my number one until I tried Booker's Rye.
That math checks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That literally
Yeah.
checks out. I would say batch one is a damn good dance.
Well, I mean that one is just very hard.
Yeah,
to
But
I haven't
get
had that
anyway.
one.
but
That was the shorty. That was the shorty of the.
do you
20
guys
year head
remember at the Josh? Do you remember and Zach? You were there. Do you remember at the bottle share when we made Justin try the rum, but we
Oh,
told
yeah.
him it was bourbon because he
Venezuela
hates
20.
rum.
Yeah.
The 20-year Venezuela. He's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
great. This is great bourbon. And I
What
was
is
like,
this?
Michael Williams, buy this. Come on, man.
yeah,
Trust me.
dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
That- all that
17 years
roaming
pain.
Chase, we did a blind flight of a bunch of old stag batches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Which that is a sobriety test in and of itself. So you passed, Justin.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
So
man.
Chris just
This
said
is
waiting for him
actually-
back, so it must be delayed.
So like I'll be honest, like I've been up since 3:30 off 5 hours of sleep. I am fading fast, but I do want like the conversation we're in right now, like this whole thing could go all night. I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you
oh
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to know from each of you guys. The best pour that you've ever had.
Easy.
And if you can't narrow it down to one, you can. I'm going to give you an easy out. You can give a top 3, but the best pour you've ever had, or your top 3 that you've ever had. I'm genuinely curious because anybody that's just watching this, that's like, okay, like we're 5 guys hanging out on a screen. These 5 guys have tasted some crazy whiskey. And I say that as somebody who 5 years ago hadn't tasted a lot of crazy whiskey. 5 years later, right now, I've tasted some crazy whiskey. So some of the best stuff ever put in bottles. I'm genuinely curious to know what you guys' best bottle or like top 3 are.
I'll give you my best bottle. I don't need to do top 3. My best bottle that I ever have. Good gracious. I've only had 7 pours tonight. I'm fine. The best
Hey,
bottle,
you
the
look,
best.
you look fine.
Thank you.
Emphasis on fine.
Oh yeah. It's the Parker Heritage. Parker Heritage?
Good
Is
one.
that what it's
Parker's
called? Yeah.
Heritage
The
Double
the
Barrel.
the double
Double?
barrel
Yeah.
is
Ooh.
is incredible whiskey. It is my top. It is.
You have a bottle
it's-
now, right, Norm?
I have 2 bottles of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got my back. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually
I
got a-
love that bottle. When I
That's
drink that, it
$700.
takes me to a place that is just it doesn't like other whiskeys don't take me. And I it's the best. That's mine.
Yeah.
That's my top whiskey.
Zach.
I love that.
Me, my special bottle for me, my top bottle. I've got a couple that I keep in mind, but 2021 Coy Hill is definitely of a recent memory in my top. 2024 King Kentucky is up there. No big Brown Foreman guy over here. No,
Big Brown Foreman.
BBF.
Yeah, and probably if I had to do a number 3, that recent President's Choice, I got Barrel 91 from that release that came out in like February. Yeah.
And what's the parent company that makes that President's Choice? Is it it's not Sazerac, is it?
You know what's funny? It's like
Starts with a B.
I would hate every single
Let's see
one
the
of
pattern
your
here.
top boards.
I freaking love you,
Maybe.
Zach. I love you, Zach.
Yeah.
All right, Justin.
For me, number 1 has to be. Are we talking about legitimate releases? I'm
Yeah.
trying to-
No, best thing you've
Yeah.
ever tasted.
Number 1 is 159 proof, 17-year Heaven Hill pre-fire.
You're talking about the
Hands
old one
down.
from the
Hands down,
What was that
best thing I've
bourbon
ever
in the
tried.
barn.
What was that released?
Bourbon in the Barn from Kenny Mills. Shout out Kenny. Not that he would
Yeah.
ever see this. Holy crap. I can't describe it.
That was the
Other than
junkies
that,
event. Bourbon in the Barn.
Amazing thing. Number 2, Booker's Rye. Number 3 is a 21-year Four Roses OESO.
I'm
That's
gonna
where I'm at.
go. Number 1 is Early Times. No.
Black cap or metal cap?
Thanks for the
Yeah,
plug.
yeah.
That's great
So,
for the
interesting
background
thing-
of your
Interesting
video.
thing, I've done this comparison, and there's blue caps that are the same juice as black caps. I believe that 100%. Then there's where they flip off. So people they go crazy about that. Number 1, it is I've done in blinds. It's Booker's Rye. It hits every time. Number 2 is God. I'm gonna do 3. I'm gonna do batch 1, not batch 2 of I'm drawing a blank because I've had a lot of pours.
Watch it proper.
Watch Out Proper, batch 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go number 3 is Old Fitz 13 VVS. Close
Oh,
second.
that's a
is
great call.
That's
Parker-
yeah.
Parker's Double Oak is my number
Parker's
3.
always up there with me too.
Oh, 3A. All right.
God,
So,
they're-
I mean,
VVS is so hard to
really
rank in those
Parker's
'Cause the
double,
proof is
double
low.
oak and
because the proof.
Old Forester 150th batch 2.
But I'm not that proof
Yes.
guy, so
Yes, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the. Hang on.
Josh is building suspense.
Aaron's telling him
That's all
what to tell everybody.
That's the best thing you've ever had. Yes. Okay. So
Oh,
Aaron
I'm
wanted
dying
to
to
chime
know
in
this.
with her thing. She
Yes.
needed to ask me a
Yes.
question for clarification though. So the best things Aaron's ever had, we were at Neat in Louisville,
Yes.
Okay.
and there was like, if you're ever in Louisville and they're opening one in Bardstown now, and I don't know if
Yep.
it's open yet or not. I don't think it is, but I think it's opening soon.
I think it is open in Bardstown now.
Oh, is it? Heck yes.
I think it is now. Yeah.
Okay, so Neat is
91 Blanton's.
no, not that.
No.
It's a vintage whiskey bar. They have modern stuff too, but you can get vintage pours as well, and that's primarily what they have. And what they'll do is when bottles get really low, they'll liquidate them. They'll put them on sale. So
Yep.
we walked in there one day. That was the night that we had the 91 Blantons, the like 1990 Maker's Mark.
Yep.
There was a 1979 or 78 Yellowstone that they put on the liquidation because the bottle was down to the very end, and it used to
Wow.
be like, I don't know, $80 a pour, and then it got marked down to $5 a pour. They're just trying to kill the bottle because it was going to start oxidizing. And that's the best thing that Erin said she's ever tasted. And I did taste that as well, and it was very, very good. So I will back that up.
That's what I-
name is that?
It's old.
Is that Das
That's what I
Boot?
got. That's what I got from Neat. It's old Stitzel Weller juice, and I finished the
Oh.
bottle, so they gave me the
Oh
boot.
man.
So
Das
you have,
Boot.
you have Pappy in a boot.
How about that? It wasn't that good.
Usually not.
Well, I mean, honestly, I've had some old Stitzel Weller, and if you're asking me what my best pours I've ever had are, top 3, man, I mean, I asked you guys
Yeah.
a question. I should have been thinking about my own answer.
Yeah.
You knew this was coming back to you.
I would put, oh man, it's hard not to put Booker's Rye up there. I'd probably put in first place a specific single barrel of 2021 King of Kentucky that I got to
Oh
try.
yeah.
Okay.
To date, it is one of the best things I've ever tasted, if not the very best. Like, it blew my socks off. I was floored at how, like, when I tasted that, it changed the paradigm on what I thought whiskey could be. Booker's Rye very much did the same thing. And then third place, man, I'd feel really bad if I didn't put an international whiskey in that bunch. I'd honestly,
You don't have to put it
no,
in
I
actually.
do though. I do though. That because that's how I feel about international whiskey.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that Bunnahabhain the Bunnahabhain 21.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We-
buddy.
Randy, we tasted
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff that night.
We had the SG in there, the Justin Special. It was up there.
The
in that-
21.
Mhm.
No.
And it
where
was
is
it was
Dropped
up
the
there.
Buddha 21 in my DMs.
It was up there, but that
Yeah.
Bunnahabhain 21,
Yeah.
it was like if you watch an Olympic sprint race and there's like you see the finish line and there's Usain Bolt goes through and then
Yeah.
3 seconds later the rest of the pack comes through. Usain Bolt was Bunnahabhain 2021.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That was
that
the
buddy.
one.
It
That was the one everybody made it through, and then everybody grabbed that bottle, and that was Sean from Bourbon Junkies. That was, I think by that time, second time through, Erin was gone, but I
Yeah,
mean,
she was gone.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was special.
It floored me how good it was. I'm trying to think of international whiskey that I've had that's better than that, and I'm coming up blank.
Yeah,
Man.
that was. I actually had that one in my head, but I just couldn't put it above the Parkers or the. But it's like it's one of those splitting hairs things.
Yeah, and I even feel bad. Like there are, I mean, my top 3 could literally be just all 3 different single barrel Coy Hill bottles, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. You know, like hazmat Coy Hills, like that
Yeah.
could just be the top 3. I
Yeah.
mean, we drank the other night. We were over here drinking a bunch of GTS and King of Kentucky, and then we busted out the Coy Hill hazmats, and we're like, all right, this is there's a very clear King in the house, and it ain't the one that says King on the label, you know.
What
So-
what's your favorite
Chris T
GTS year?
says King of Kentucky 18-year probably makes his top 3.
18 year.
18-year. I don't know what
I don't know what year that is.
Yeah, it's all in the single barrel at that point, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But well, the 18-year was a very limited release. I don't know if they have multiple single barrels or not. I do
think that
like
was a
Justin's
short barrel,
question.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had at least one, but they could have had different 18-year single barrels.
Yeah.
I do like Justin's question of favorite GTS.
Yeah.
Honestly,
24.
like I like spice. I like the punch. I like the power. So 2022 for me is very high up.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, I will tell you, I am a sucker for an underdog. So I have
If you
a
say 23,
very
I'm gonna delete your right now.
I have a very soft spot for 2019 because of the low proof, and 2023 because everybody hated on it.
I'm
Because
2019.
2023 is funky, but I love it.
Huh.
That is such a Josh pour. Like he's like, it's funky, it's on it, but I love you.
Yeah.
Come hang with me. Don't
Yeah,
out in the
you-
world like
look,
23.
Hey,
Now
look,
19,
those guys made fun of you. Come on, hey,
right.
come over here.
Come
Like,
on
let's-
over.
I
hey, you
love
can sit at my
Now-
lunch table. You can sit at my
Now,
lunch table.
19, I agree with you 100%. That's one of my favorite bottles because people jumped on it. Oh, it's low proof. It's low proof. It's amazing freaking flavor. Like
See, my favorite's 18. 2018 GTS has like
18
a
is lower
dusty
proof,
note
too.
on it, and like,
18's good. 18's
Mhm.
good.
I'm only
and then
ever
after
drinking
that, I'm at like probably 24. After that, I love the 24. 24 tastes old to me.
dude, 22 is where it's at. I don't know.
So, like,
I have
22 I thought was good until Cam got in my ear about the grassy note on it, and then it killed it for me.
Cam's crazy though. You can't.
I know.
Cam.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
literally have said that. Oh, like
He's
Cam will come
neurotic.
with a note, and you're like, "What? You're making this." up."
Dude, he
Yeah,
killed
here-
it for me.
here-
He killed it for
here's
me. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Quote: Cam's neurotic. Byline: 5 guys who are also neurotic.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's just in what your palate hits. But to me,
No, it's
like
fine.
I've done quite a few blinds, and that's a I look. It's not lost on me. That's a wild statement to say that I've done several blinds with a lot of GTSs. To me, the way that 2022 packs in the spice and the punch, like it presents old, but also has that punchiness and
Yeah.
and the sweetness of younger bourbons. Some of the GTSs that are older, they lean all into that. So here's a perfect example, right? Justin Williams, kind of a stalwart on the stuff and whiskey side,
Yeah.
splurge. He's like, hey man, I'm not gonna put him on blast, but it's my whatever birthday. I'm
Come
looking
on,
for a
dude,
special.
dude, come on. He's like the most fit dude in the
He's
history
like-
of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Justin,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Science is a hell of a drug, but
Oh.
he's like, I'm looking for a special bottle, and I'm like, dude, I don't know how much more special you can get than like an old dusty hazmat GTS.
Ugh.
So he gets his hand on a 2009 141.4 proof, I think, or 141.1, whatever the 2009 George C. Stagg release is. And he brings it over, and he's like, dude, we got to try this. He lives right down the road from me. He's over here pretty often. He's like, I got this bottle. We got to try it. It was my birthday last month. It's your birthday this month. I got this bottle. We got to crack it open. I'm like, all right, cool. But if we're cracking that bottle open, we got to try it next to my 2019 and my 2023 GTS. And we drank all 3 of them side by side. And I think you guys know well enough, especially Justin, I know on the Cam front, Cam has espoused how amazing 2009 George T. Stagg is, and 2008, and it's either 2008 to 2010 or 2007 to 2009. Either way, this one fell in that bunch.
Yeah.
And we tasted them, and Justin, the man who bought the bottle of Hazmat 2009 GTS, he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. 2019's the best of all these three. 2023 is the second best, and I'm mad at how much I paid for this 2009. And then I said, I'm sorry that I said that you should buy a Hazmat George T. Stagg,
Yep.
and you hate it more than these other two. However, I would honestly, for my palate, I'd put the 2023 is a polarizing bottle. There's like this weird funky oak on it that I love. And then I would put the 2019, and then I'd put the 2009.
Yeah. I had the same
So-
experience. I bought an 08, and it was like, I'm like, oh, I worked so hard to get it, negotiated
dude.
trade, all that stuff, and I got it, and I opened it, and I was like, I have instant regret.
Was it just mega oak?
It was just mega oak, high heat. It was like it was
Dude,
like
the heat.
before-
Yeah.
dude, it was just
Yeah.
I would have taken like 8 sips to actually get to the point where I was blitzed enough to actually enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the heat, because when we taste that 2009 GTS, which is a pour that people say is one of the best pours that's ever been poured, Justin or I could not get past the heat. Like,
No.
and I was like, dude, I typically heat's not a problem for me. I love hot sauce. I love hot pours. We couldn't get past it.
Yeah.
And and also the lack of sweet, like you got high heat, high oak,
Yeah.
lack of sweetness.
Yeah.
Versus
was-
these other two pours that have all this sweetness that are carrying with them, you know?
Hazmat's so overrated.
Yeah.
Hazmat is so overrated for
It's got to be done right.
all the
It's
current
gotta be
stuff.
done right.
I know, but everybody jumps all over it now.
It's-
It's like,
it's-
oh, it's 140 proof or higher, then it has to be good. And it's like,
But
guys,
the special
like, that
Dave
is
Dillon just
not
had this
everything.
competition on his Twitter.
Yeah.
the special thing is when a hazmat doesn't drink like hazmat. Then you get
That is
flavor,
special.
then you
Yes, I
get-
agree.
Yeah.
That's when special is like 13th Colony pops in my head. Like their hazmat doesn't drink hazmat. It doesn't drink near hazmat flavor.
Oh,
You get flavor, but it's not hazmat. Where like there's like the 2008, 2009, those hazmat GTSs, and it's like it's just it honestly, like experience wise, reminded me of the Larceny. It was hot just to be hot. Like there was
Yeah.
no flavor. There was no. It was just like what the.
It's fine.
I mean,
All
what am I
larceny
drinking?
sucks. It's fine. We can all
Yeah.
agree.
You know
We can all
what?
agree,
You
larceny
know what?
sucks.
Look, here we are.
Yeah.
We're over 3 hours in. I will agree with you, man. I
Oh,
haven't had a larceny other than B5. Was it
Has
B523?
it really been over 3 hours? Holy shit!
Yeah.
B520. B523.
I mean, we ended technically a while ago. This is just hangout time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
B523 legit. Every other larceny barrel, like larceny. Keep in mind, everything is contextual, right? And that we
Mhm.
try to speak to that, and it's so hard to speak to that. But in our market, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is not a shelfer bottle. Period.
Yeah.
You gotta know somebody that knows somebody to be able to get any ECBP batch in our market. Larceny's even worse, and I don't even like larceny, so I don't care to chase them. You know, I have had
like
B523 that was solid,
Josh, have
but
you had-
everything else has been fine.
I've heard
A1
people talk about
flavor?
B523 and C923 larcenies, but like
C923 is very good too. Yep.
every
Very good.
larceny I've ever had outside of I've never had those, to be fair. I'm not saying they're not good or anything, but every larceny I've ever had has been hot and just not enjoyable.
That's not true.
I got an idea for our next live.
so
Blind.
No,
Larceny
no,
party?
no, Norm.
Larceny-
No. No.
obviously you Justin, you don't go after larceny because you don't like weed. It's not something you hunt or whatever. But
True.
you have had
100%
Same
had
thing.
it.
I get it.
you had a single barrel larceny that you liked. Me and Norm have had older larcenies that we thought were much better, not There was
Much
like a
better.
spell where when they first came out, they were like hot just to be hot. Then there was this like
Gasoline.
flavor, and it was like good, and like the end of it was like probably. I'm with you, Josh. Like 523, C923 were like, and then it just fell off the rails again. Like it was just hot to be hot.
You know what's interesting, and to tie this into tonight, is Stag Junior went through the same thing. Batches
Yeah.
1 through 10,
Oh,
hot,
terrible.
hot just to be hot.
Yeah.
Batch 11 through 18, freaking awesome. Batch everything after that, it's all right.
Muted.
It's varying
Muted,
shades
like,
to
yeah.
of all right to not worth anywhere
Yeah.
near the hassle.
Josh,
So,
have you had ECBP A125?
Oh,
I have not. No.
oh, dude, I gotta send. So I'm gonna send you a sample as well.
Come on.
But Zach, it was funny today. You know how John was at the Malloy's thing? He posted on our Discord. He was at this thing, and I was on the phone with him, and he's like, "They have ECBP 1A125." He's like, "I'm gonna try it," and he tried. He goes, "Holy shit, this is good." He's like, "What the?" Like I was like, "Thank you." I'm like, "Thank you." I was like, I was like, everybody,
Really sweet. If you like sweet bourbon,
yeah,
that's,
very, yeah.
that's right on home plate for you.
Hey James,
Yeah,
if
this
you want to
guy
send
right
me
here.
more stuff, I'm not gonna tell you no. I'm just telling you, don't expect me to like
Yeah.
a bunch of wheat whiskey.
Yeah, so we
That's all
have.
I'm saying.
So James is sending. He set it up. We're doing a blind. It's the Weird Science
Weird
blind
science.
in 2 weeks. If you want to join our Discord and go there, I'm gonna put up the link. He is literally put together this amazing blind where you can
And-
you can.
If you haven't had a James G blind, you're really
Oh,
missing
dude.
out. He puts
The
together some
dude is-
excellent blinds.
Yeah, he's a mad scientist. So
Yeah.
Randy, I think we were at a disadvantage. I didn't know the name of the blind. What'd you call it tonight?
Weird
mad.
science.
Wait, this one was
Yeah.
Blind
Oh.
Time Travelers.
We're
Yeah, I
going
wish
back
I'd
in
have
time
known
on
that
the stag
before.
batches.
I
yeah.
would
It's-
have known.
If you pay attention to our weekly meetings and
Yeah, weekly meetings,
and the
calendar.
notion,
You
and
know the ones you're in,
and
Norm?
everything.
This
And,
is
like,
what my bottles look like.
I know. They
There's
say
nothing on the labels.
it says blind time travelers, dude.
There's
What's
nothing
wrong
on
with you?
Norm had a sample leak, like I don't know what, Norm, like a 16th of an inch.
Yeah,
Almost all the labels are gone.
ruined all the labels.
Luckily, I'm anal,
Really?
and
I
put
didn't
them
know
in
that.
order, A through E.
Yeah.
This is a pro tip. This has happened to me so many times. If any whiskey leaks, it will wash a label.
Yep.
Pack
Yeah.
Mm.
pack them in
True.
order,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
take a
Take a
photo of
photo.
them
Yep.
so that you can send it to somebody if their stuff leaks.
I
That's
don't know,
literally
man.
what
it
If
is.
it
Norm,
leaks,
I
it
don't know
leaks,
what to
and then
order.
it's just
The first
fun
thing I did
at
was
that
I
point.
swiped. I'm like, Norm. I'm like, here you go. Here's your order. I'm like, in order.
Hey,
Yeah.
to be
So
fair, I've sent out some 4-ounce bottles and they've all leaked. So it's just been
Yeah.
fun at that point.
Justin is known for
It's like,
leaky
what did you
bottles.
guys get? I don't know. Maybe it's Star Hill Farms. I don't know. Maybe not.
Surprise! It's a blind.
Most of the
Really
time,
fun.
I think
They're
that
like,
can
hey,
still
what'd you drink?
read
You're like,
enough
I don't know.
To pull
Yeah.
up context clues. And be like, okay.
Here's a good question. So I know Justin doesn't like weeded bourbon. Weeded bourbon or weeded whiskey or whatever. Wheat's in the mix, right? That's part. So Erin doesn't like cilantro, and if I ask her what the best 3 things she's ever tasted that has cilantro in them, she would not be able to tell me. But I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to ask you if there's wheat in the profile, in the mash bill. What are the 3 best wheat as part of the equation pours that you've had?
Heart Release,
Yeah.
Grandy Glass, and Star Hill.
Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Star
good.
Hill was really
Could-
good.
because
you know what? Actually, I will. Actually, the number 1 is technically those all need to be bumped down 1, and the number 1 is that 14-year select stock Heaven Hill wheat whiskey that
That's
I
a good one.
Oh,
So real.
okay.
That thing is killer.
good.
Absolutely killer. I think that's what was holding back the 19-year, the Heaven Hill 19 is the proof. Because otherwise, I think it would be number 1.
already.
I agree.
I want to know
I agree.
how. I haven't seen it anywhere.
What?
Chase said B525 is great as well. Fruit Forward. I haven't seen it anywhere. Seen any
No,
that
I haven't seen it anywhere
Oh.
except for Jason and Scott.
God, I'm dying
That's
to
all
try
I've
it.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think when you can take a profile that you don't
Oh,
typically like
shoot,
and
that-
you can make
James,
it
you're
really
right.
nice, that's
Sorry.
when it gets special.
James, you're right. Middle West wheat whiskey is up there. It's probably the second. It's probably second right behind that 14-year select stock. Honestly,
I'm with
Um,
you.
Call. Yeah.
that is absolutely amazing. The Cam's pick he did there was tasted like a sugar cookie. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Listen, both Zach and I are like shrinking here.
I like how your camera follows you down while you're shrinking.
It's
Not
it's
the
it's a lot of fun. This camera's great. Randy said, "Get this camera, and make you look fun."
Yeah.
I said, "All
Yeah.
right."
And Norm got
You
it.
guys
and I
look
was
beautiful.
Like, why did I send him that camera? Damn it.
No,
I'm
this
still
has been great. I am gonna go to bed though.
Yeah.
You're such a, you know what?
I know.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
I'm an
great.
hour ahead of you guys. You guys are all living it up at
You're on the
10:30.
same
Dude.
time as me, buddy. You're on the
Yeah,
same
you're
time as
tired
me.
too.
Listen, I took a nap today. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Randy and I got all this the honeydew list done, and
Honeydew
you were over
list.
there napping.
I took a
rocked
nap.
the
I have a
honeydew
3 and
list today. I had
5-year-old
so much-
baby. Just
I had so much anxious energy. I was doing project after project. My wife is like, "This is the best day ever."
Yeah, my wife loved
no.
it.
I've been
But
drinking.
seriously, Josh, thank you. This
Yes.
has been incredible to be able to
Yeah,
get
that's
together
awesome,
like
man.
this in this format and just I mean it is like being in Nashville hanging out with you. I mean that's what I like about this. And when every
always
time we
is.
do a video, I mean I think there's one video getting ready to come out. Randy was like, I forgot we're doing a video. Like we were sitting there recording. He's like, I forgot we were doing a video.
We're recording still.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what you've been able to do, and I give credit to you, Josh, and your community
Yeah.
that brought us together. Then allowed me to meet Justin here. It's just been great. Like I can't say enough about it, and I'm not going to say any more about it. But I do thank you for it. So thank you for joining us tonight. It's been great. We had some great pours, and I got to tell you, maybe this is the best thing I had tonight. It's great. So.
I don't doubt it.
Good
I don't
job.
doubt it.
It's great, guys.
Hate you. I'm gonna throw something at you from here.
You got samples coming. You'll be fine. But I am going to bail.
All right,
See you guys.
Norm.
Stay spirited.
Later, man.
See you, brother.
Later.
Yeah, I need to say, I mean, Josh, you coming on, you doing this for us, besides friendship, which we have outside of everything else, you know, this is special to me. This will go down in a memory bank that will never be forgotten. So thank you.
Mhm.
Brother, dude, like I said, I'm happy to opening the kimono. You know, if you're watching this, like literally yesterday, Randy and one other friend were talking me off a parenting ledge. So like
Yeah.
like this is it starts with the whiskey. The connections are made with that, but if you get plugged in, and I get it, like not everybody cares about that, and that's fine. Like if you there's many different ways to enjoy this hobby, and if the community is not one of those ways, cool, that's fine. There's so many other ways, you know. But if you want to get plugged in to a good community, find your tribe, get plugged in. It will enrich your life. You'll make connections, you'll make friends. It will advance beyond the whiskey, and at the end of the day, I say this all the time, man, is what you put out into the universe is what you attract back to yourself. And that's just, I feel like it's a universal law. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But if the shirt says it all, be good, do good, drink good whiskey. Be good,
Yeah.
do good, be good to each other, drink good whiskey, share that with people, and everything else takes care of itself. And that's what leads to this, and that's what leads to the relationships that are within this community. and dude, I'm happy to be a part. Like, I'm legitimately, it is a blessing in my life to be able to be a part of this community. And you guys are the absolute best. And I know, Norm included, Randy, Zach, I know you guys very well. Justin, we're a little bit newer, but
Mhm.
we're I look forward to the time we can hang out in person and share a pour
For
together.
sure.
Also, I think, I mean, we kind of learned tonight, like, we have the best palettes of the bunch. But,
100%,
you know,
obviously.
yeah,
It's
but
not even
but
close.
yeah, but like, it doesn't. If it does get better than this, tell me what it is, because I want to know. I don't
I
think
have
it
no
does.
idea.
I literally don't think it does. So, it's a wonderful thing, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys for doing what you're doing, for putting yourself out there. It's not an easy thing to do, and just to get out there and put yourselves out there and say, you know what, we're going to do this thing. We care about the community. We're gonna put ourselves on the front lines. If you haven't done it, you maybe don't understand what it's like, but it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and you guys are doing it, and I commend you for it, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I thank you so very much for having me be a part of this with you guys tonight.
No,
Awesome.
I literally couldn't imagine any other way. It's, you know, I told you that the first guess had to be you. It just had to be. So there's no way it wasn't gonna be you. Special dude, guys. So I mean, again, I think most of you are familiar with Josh and Aaron, but if you are not, they attract the single best people in the world. And it's solely because of who they are in this world. So it's the universe speaks, and when you're a certain way, you attract certain people, and man, they attract some amazing people. So, and that's how I've met literally some of my single best friends I've ever met in my life. So,
And obviously, Josh has a great palate. So
yeah,
Clearly,
he does have a great
clearly.
palate. Sometimes, like
Really.
twice a day, a broken clock is right, and Justin was right. It's all good.
There you go.
So
There you go.
hey, with that, we're gonna hop offline, and you guys just have a great night, and
Yeah.
stay spirited, and
Stay
thank you very
spirited,
much.
guys.
Stay
Let's see you later.
spirited.
Thank you guys.
Go Pacers. Let's go.
Yeah.